Hello, this is Jennifer Oates.
My name is Rachel Hankle.
And this is Confessions of a Retired Disney Princess, Part 3.
Yay!
Yay for Part 3. This is the final episode. No more confessions of a retired Disney princess.
I can't believe it's been 3 though.
I didn't think that we would do 3.
That's what we said.
Never thought
That's
that
what we
3.
said at Part 2. We said we couldn't believe the response from Part 1. And then Part 2 comes. And I feel so much more has happened between Part 2 and Part 3 than even Part 1 and Part 2. Do you agree?
I totally agree. So we realized that this video was kind of long, so
you also was okay. You wanted it long. You preferred it long.
You preferred it long.
We gave you what you want.
We gave you what you want. I'll probably also upload this into sections broken up, but for now, if you want to skip ahead to certain parts of the video, just look down in the description box below and you'll see the different sections, and you can click to advance through or skip around or jump around the video so that you can get to what you really want to see. But otherwise, if you just want to put some popcorn in the microwave or some chicken in the oven and watch us all the way through, we're here for you. So yes, a lot has happened.
I think with the relationships between the followers from Confessions, people have become friends through this video, right? I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
And just the personal relationships that I've gained, I'm sure you feel the same way with people that you've gotten to know.
Yes.
So again, once we are so overwhelmed and thankful and grateful for the positive response.
So grateful. So
We say that all the time, and I say that to everyone who comments, but the sincerity in my heart, I mean that so much, and I know Jennifer does as well. These videos are just something that we did for fun because we wanted to bring back our memories from being Disney princesses, and we had no idea that it would come to the level that it has, and the opportunities that we've had from these videos has been amazing and a complete blessing.
Yes, a huge blessing. And we're going to send more hugs towards you.
Virtual hugs.
Like if I could meet you, I would hug you. Sorry if that's not You said it really hard.
I will hug you.
I would hug you. Like,
it's true. There's so much love. There's so much love.
Because you guys are so sweet, too.
So kind.
Really
so kind. The things that we hear, it's amazing. It feels so good.
Yeah.
Everything that you say we give to you, you give right back to us. So it is a complete full circle of love.
Yeah.
So let's do a cheers.
Oh, yes, cheers.
So we have special this time.
These are collectibles now. Disney princess mugs. So turn yours.
Mine is the same on each side where yours is different. Cheers. Confessions 3.
Confessions 3.
Oh, this is good. I don't even know what your mom gave me, but it's really good.
It's like peach mango steam, white tea.
Delicious. Okay. So, since Confessions Part 2, what has been going on with you? Life-changing moments, huh?
Okay, so in Part 2, I was pregnant. I'm no longer pregnant. I have an almost 7-month-old baby girl, Ariana Jasmine. Middle name after the character because she was special. So
a big part of your life, absolutely.
Huge part, yeah.
Now I feel like, why didn't I do Charlotte Snow? But you're a mommy. You're a mommy. It goes so
love
fast.
being a mom.
You're the best mom.
No,
I tried. I knew that you would be.
I'm not a perfect mom. I'm making mistakes along the way, but I'm learning as I go.
That's what it means to be a mom. We're all on the same journey.
I hear
it's different for everyone, and
I think the second baby's easier. I hear.
So, well, I was the second baby, and my mom would say that.
Okay. She would say
as you were too.
I was. So, my gosh. So what are you up to? What's going on with you, Rachel? Like now, since Part 2?
Life is good. Life is really good. It feels delicious to be back here in Orlando. I love it here. I feel like it was only a small portion of my life that I was here, but when I come back, there's a feeling of home here, and I love it. And I love seeing people that I've worked with and the relationships that I made when I was down here. So it feels great to be back here, but I am so good. Everything, living life and love abundantly. Charlotte is doing fantastic. Something that's happened before that I'm very proud of since Confessions 2 is I am now a yoga instructor, certified yoga instructor, and that's huge for me. All of my life I was doing things that were just more, just kind of a job, but this is something that is so me, that means so much to me, that's such a big part of my life that I love so much, and I can't wait to share that with other people. It feels amazing. Those of you who follow me on Instagram know that I created a website that was inspired by these videos, and it is called The Princess Within, and that's pretty much my message to you and to all of the world about beauty that comes from within. But how I came up with The Princess Within is, first, we got all of these comments and questions, and it seemed a little disorganized on how to reach back to people. And some people I gave my private email to, and then there's Instagram, and then people were commenting on YouTube. So I thought, first of all, like, all of this needs to be organized in some other way where I can reach out to these people and they can contact me and they know I'm going to get it. But my message is just, yes, inner beauty, and I think that I love talking about the Disney princesses and what I went through to get the part and what it's become and what it's done for me. But I will always say that the best role, the greatest role you will ever play is yourself, because you're perfect and you don't even need to audition because you already have the part.
Yes.
And that is where all this begins, and I think it's so much fun that we talk about princesses because we all love them, but being who you are is what we are all about, and our mission and our intention for everyone who watches this. And where things changed for me, though, it was this one comment on Confessions 2, and of course I'm paraphrasing at this point, but she said that she is in remission now from cancer, and she said that she watched our videos, and she said she hasn't been feeling really pretty lately, and our video made her feel beautiful and recognize that she is beautiful. And she said something like, I feel like I live in my own castle. And the fact that, these little videos we do, that someone could feel that way.
I didn't know this. I didn't know about this. Rachel, tell me.
Well, it's on a comment.
I haven't been keeping up with the comments. I had a baby. Things happen.
So again, I'm paraphrasing that, but that was the point where I said, this is becoming so much bigger than just question and answers from our experience. And I said, I want to reach a greater message to these women about what it means to be beautiful, and that is my message to the world. And she just inspired me to create this. And I knew nothing about website design, HTML, had no idea. And but that little fire inside of me to learn how, and I'm still working on it. There's still things I want to do to go bigger with it. But I write, and I just want to encourage and inspire. So all who seek inspiration, I want that to be a source. So that's something new.
So we're gonna put the website right here so you can see it. It's right there. Look at it. Click on it. Save it in your bookmark so you can come back to it. I also started a YouTube channel, so there's a little watermark in the corner. It has like my face. If you want to subscribe to my channel, I'm trying to do the YouTube thing. It's new to me. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm making videos consistently. So if you have ideas or suggestions for videos that you want to see me do, please comment below, and I will try to make that video for you guys. I don't know if you like hauls or tags or you want me to talk about certain things. I'm not going to talk anymore about the Disney princess stuff anymore. This is the final video for that. So if you do have princess comments or questions, private message me or put them below. But I'm just not going to make more videos on it. Because it's a part of my past, and I'm going forward into motherhood, and I just want to do different things now. Oh, and I wanted to bring up, so, a lot of girls have told us that we're their inspiration and we're their role models. And I feel so flattered and honored.
Amazing, the things people say. Yes.
Yes, but I wanted to talk about that as well, because I'm very much human through and through. And I know that you guys know that, and but I guess I'm gonna make mistakes as a person, as a human, and I think it's important that I say that to you girls, that I'm not a perfect person, that and I mentioned that I'm Christian. I'm not a perfect Christian. I feel like I need to say that. I'm gonna say stupid things or things that I regret. I will have regrets. I think I've offended some of you already with little things that I've said or done, and I apologize to you for that in advance. Well, for if I have ever offended you by something I've said, or maybe something I said has been hurtful, I apologize to you. Moving forward, I can guarantee you I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna say something offensive. I'm gonna make a mistake. I'm gonna maybe get snappy with somebody, or because somebody will put a comment that upset me or something, or just me in my personal life. I do my best to be a good person and do the right thing all the time, but I'm human, and I'm gonna fail you. So, and I feel like I need to say that.
I completely understand. I think sometimes, when we put ourselves out there as retired Disney princesses, and as that, we are portraying cartoon characters.
Right.
So as we showed that, although we portray these characters, we are not perfect. We have flaws. But we are portraying these cartoon characters that are perfect, but we are not.
We are
and
not.
The same thing goes for these videos. However, we choose to express ourselves further after this video. The same. I think that's what you're saying, is that it's just me being me, and I'm gonna have good days, bad days, and everything else in between. And I'm choosing to share parts of my life with you because I love this connection.
Right.
But it's not. We're not perfect.
I'm not perfect, and also, one of the reasons I wanted to do the Princess Jasmine thing, one of the best parts about the job is that I could leave Jennifer Oaks' life at home, and I got to step into a costume, and for a moment, for a few hours, I was Jasmine. And I was from Agrabah, and I was married to Aladdin, and we had this perfect romance, and we had a magic carpet, and our monkey communicated with us perfectly, and I had a pet tiger that never bit me or anything, and I could be confident. Like, if Jennifer Oaks had insecurities, Princess Jasmine didn't have insecurities, and that's one of the best. That's why I love to perform, because I get to leave my life behind and step into.
Yes. Oh, I think most actors feel that way.
Yeah.
And it's a positive way to get these things out of you, and to jump into someone else's life and really take that on.
But Jennifer Oaks does have insecurities. Jennifer Oaks is not confident like Princess Jasmine. Jennifer Oaks doesn't do everything right. She's clumsy. I don't clean up after myself. Princess Jasmine was rich. I'm not super wealthy. I don't live in a castle or a palace. Maybe some of you might think that I do. I don't know. There's people who would come to the parks that really thought that some of the cast members lived in Disney. And I remember that being surprising. Really? You don't live in Disney? You're kidding me.
Like, you go home at night to your husband and cook dinner.
I come home to a real life. My family's not perfect. I'm not perfect.
Mm-hmm. So I think to make that full circle, I think that's a great point, that we're not the characters, we portray them, and with all of these videos and the way we're sharing our lives, it's the same way.
Right.
It's the same way.
So okay, that's enough of that. I had
to go there. We are going to get started with
the
video. We're going to start with question and answers. Jennifer made a video where you were able to write your new questions that you had. We did receive a lot of questions again. Thank you so much for that. We are not going to read all of the questions based on the volume, of course, but some of them were mentioned, or we have the answers in the previous videos. So if your question is not read, perhaps we answered it in a previous video. Although we skimmed through these questions, we did not prepare answers, so this is kind of authentic in our responses, and we don't know everything. And also with all of our videos, we are talking about our point of view, our perspective, our experience. This was over 5 years ago now, so obviously things have changed. We know girls who are currently cast, so we do get a lot of up-to-date information, but we don't know all the answers perfectly, so that I feel like I want to say as well. This is just from our time and our experience when we were during our reign, as I like to say.
Yeah, I love that.
Okay, so let's get started. Jennifer, you can go first with a question.
One of my favorite people, Disney princessing.
Yes, love
you, Disney princessing. I do want to start with yours. Number one, would you describe, let's see, wait, no. How did you whiten your teeth?
How did I whiten my teeth?
Yes.
That's an interesting question.
I did crest white strips.
Crest white strips. Okay, when I was younger, in like high school age, I remember I did go to the orthodontist or the dentist after I had braces with the orthodontist, where he actually made the trays and everything, but that was very expensive. A YouTube channel, what I've been doing recently, a YouTube channel that I love is Candy Johnson. She's a makeup artist, and she did a video about how to whiten her teeth, and you get these molds that are kind of for football. They're less than $1 at Walmart, and so they mold to your teeth so you can kind of create your own trays. And then she said to use the Plus White. It's a brand that you can get at Walmart. It's under $10. And I never thought a brand like that. It just didn't seem shiny to me. Like even the Run or this, or like it doesn't have fancy commercials. You probably wouldn't think of it. You would think something that's under $10 is not going to work very well. And it's amazing.
Wow.
So shout out to Candy Johnson. Thank you for that. Yeah, so that helped me, and you can also mix lemon juice and baking soda as more of a natural way that will instantly brighten your smile. That's a great tip if you're going to audition, to do that right before. Again, you just mix baking soda and lemon on a toothbrush, and you see instant results with that. Wow. So, great question, Disney Princess.
Now, what was your first day like? Feelings and observations.
My first day, I did just send Jennifer a picture of my first day that I'm so happy that I found, because I don't have a lot of pictures. That's one thing that I wish I would have changed, but again, because my family wasn't down there, I feel like not a lot of people that I knew well could come and watch me on set and just kind of snap away to get me in action.
Aren't you jealous of the new face characters because they're able to take lots of photos of themselves with the camera?
Yes, like I didn't even have a camera, a phone back then. It seems like. Yeah, and just social media and all of that in general was very different than when we were princesses.
Now, what do you remember?
Oh, what do I? Yeah, so I got my picture.
What were you feeling?
My feelings. It was overwhelming in a positive way, where I felt like this is, wow, dreams really do come true moment. I can't believe this is happening. And then there was a little bit of fear. Am I going to be good enough? My first day, I think that they put you in locations that aren't as open, at least the first time. And I was where, I don't know what they call it, but it's right when you walk into Magic Kingdom, and it's kind of a photo shoot, like Kodak.
Exactly.
Do you know what I'm talking about? They have a mural of all the people. Yeah,
near where the concierge, concierge.
Well, yes.
Disney,
like across from Tony's, does that, like,
yes,
in that area, it's like lattice work, like white lattice work, but that was, I don't know the proper name for that.
Where the public relations, where the Disney public relations is, right when you first walk in the park. If you guys are regular Disney goers, you'll know where that is.
Yeah, so it was right in the front, and even though she's there, a lot of people don't turn that way right away, so when you go right out right in front of the castle, or when you walk into Main Street, they have characters in the center in that area, but she was more to the side. So some people didn't even know that she was there, but yes, that's where I was my first day. So I did get a lot of traffic, but not like what I build up to as far as when you're other locations where people see you more.
Do you remember people's reactions to you?
I do. I remember you had a lot more energy, I think, then, and maybe it's nervous energy, but I feel like I remember my first few days more than any other time.
What about
you
the
really
makeup?
took it in.
Do you remember putting the makeup on?
I do remember putting the makeup on. The first day in this picture, again, this is like a picture of a picture, so it's not the best, but I remember I thought my blush was way too much when I look back at this picture, because someone did it for me that day. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. The first part, they do it for you.
They do it for you as they're teaching you, and as they're, you learn it in training, but they do it for you. They did it for me the first day.
For me, I think they were, I was very adamant that I do it myself. And I think they were like, okay, you know what you're doing. I think they were kind of busy the day that I...
that might be different for everyone. Yeah. But I remember it wasn't how I would do it. But yes, I do remember having my makeup done. And I don't know how many sets I did. You still go out there when you're in a training process. You're still in training when they put you out. So, but it was incredible. It was overwhelming emotions of just, I can't believe this is happening. A dream come true moment, right?
Can I tell you my first day?
Yes.
Okay. So my first day, I was also at Magic Kingdom. I remember being so excited on the way there to get there. I remember I put on my costume. I remember putting my makeup on, and I was so nervous, and I was kind of fast when I was doing it. I remember my character trainer she's like, it's almost like they give you a mentor.
Yes.
Someone to help train you.
Yes.
And she was very one-on-one with me.
Yes.
So I remember she looked at me and she was like, "You're very natural, Jasmine." Like, I guess some of the girls, they really go all out with their makeup, but I remember I didn't go crazy with my makeup, and you'll see the makeup tutorial later. But so I remember we were at it's called the Teardrop. It's over by the train station where Toontown is, and I came out there. And I walked out smiling. I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
Like, this is happening.
Hurricane Charlie had come through. I remember it was around that time. So Disney had closed for the first time in its history for Hurricane Charlie. So I remember that was a delay for me doing my first day as Jasmine. Well, anyway, the point is, I remember coming out there. I just remember the children. I remember I was not prepared for all the children being overwhelmed.
Right, overwhelmed to see you.
Yeah, they were so happy and posing for photos. Describe your last day as well. How did the perspective change from day one to the last day? Did it affect your performance? My last day was for the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. And I gotta say, my first official day as Jasmine, like where I didn't have any trainer with me or anybody, was actually for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. That was my first day. So to have my last day be doing that party again. First of all, the parties at Disney are awesome. Did you do a party?
No, I didn't, and I so wish that I did. Again, I don't have as much experience as you did in the stories because I was only part-time. I only did it 2 days a week, where you were full-time.
I was full-time.
For a while. So you got to do so much more.
I was part-time, full-time, and seasonal at different points.
Yes. So I didn't. I wish I did.
Okay. Well, so my last day, as far as so I just remember the parties it's a lot more of a relaxed atmosphere. Everybody's there just trick-or-treating around the park, and I remember the Aladdin, and I was starting to realize that my weight, it was becoming harder and harder for me to say no to food at that point.
At the end, I was ready to say goodbye to characters at Disney. There was a point where I could not imagine doing anything else but performing as a Disney princess. It took a few years, but the feeling eventually faded, and I was very eager to try new things and do something different. However, I take with me the wonderful memories. Those don't ever fade.
We're going to take a break from some questions, and we're going to talk about the fur character. I was friends with a fur character, Matt Hicock, and I'm going to put up his Instagram account right here and his email right here, and it'll also be down in the description box. Matt Hicock did fur at Disney, and his story is going to be in a separate video. It's going to be called Confessions of a Disney Fur Character. So if you want to watch that video, the link will be down below. But I want to insert some of the interview that he and I did about being a fur character.
With the face characters.
With the face characters. Yes, his experience of fur with face. And if you are currently friends with any princesses at Disney, this is the video for you to watch, because I feel like it's important for you to know about, or if you're going to be working with as one of the princesses, it's important for you to know how to interact with fur characters. And I wish that somebody would have talked to me more about it before I started.
That's a good point.
So, just, I don't know, it's good to have a different perspective. So please
See things from a different side.
Yes.
So welcome, Matt.
So welcome, Matt. Here you
Confessions.
go. To confess. Yes, welcome, Matt, to Confessions, and here it is. Here's the video.
So, there is a big line between face characters and fur characters, and it was simply a fact that they were more well-desired than we were, as far as guests seeking out to see. They would so much rather see Cinderella than they would Chip and Dale. It's a fairy, a princess.
The Aladdins I worked with would go out of their way to talk to fur characters.
Oh.
Like, even I wasn't going out of my way to talk to fur characters.
Right.
But some of the Aladdins I worked with would. They would literally get bored in our face character break room, and they would seek out fur character
That's so
break
nice.
rooms and go sit with them. Yeah, and I was always like, why is he leaving our comfortable room with, like, I don't know, we had like lights and things, and he would rather be with y'all guys, y'all, and me, I couldn't be, I was like doing my makeup or something. Not that I still have to people.
Why we didn't get along though, because you guys had to primp and prep all the time.
We were primping.
They were very high maintenance, and you had to stay high maintenance through your whole day.
What was it like working with a face character who was doing fur? Like, so you would come in and you would see, well, first of all, how did you even know they were a face character? And what was it, how did you know? Like,
Back in my day, you could tell face characters.
how?
Sorry, again, but you're pretty. I mean,
So
I'm not
you would
saying
see-
that regular fur characters are ugly. I'm just saying, generally, face characters were more pretty. They had more symmetrical faces with pleasant features.
So you'd see all the fur characters come into your break room, and then there would be somebody who had more symmetrical features.
Literally, they look perfect.
Okay, so then
Like they would have that perfect stature of a face, the prince-like qualities or the princess-like qualities.
and you were like, oh, they probably got that person to do.
Or honestly, I would approach those people and be like, "Have you ever thought of being a face character? Because you really look a lot like so and so." Yeah.
And what would they say?
Either they were already a face character, or it was something they completely never even thought of.
And then they would audition to try.
Absolutely, yeah.
Did they ever get it? Did you find success stories?
I don't know.
Okay.
I've made so many friends along the way that there were a lot of success stories. I know a lot of guys moved on to do bigger and better things. I personally don't know of any success stories. Just like this, I'm just giving advice. If you happen to take the advice, go for it. If not,
Okay. Because I did know Jasmine's who were fur and then became face character.
okay.
Jasmine.
I had one friend, Jasmine, who did face characters and fur, but she was just a regular part of the group of friends. She wasn't Jasmine. We didn't know her as Jasmine.
Okay. Now, how should face characters view fur characters? As not all face characters will do fur. So this is more for if you do get cast as Cinderella and you find out that you're not going to have to go through fur training, or the Frozen sisters are very popular right now. What if you get cast as them and you don't even do fur characters? What do you want those girls to know, or guys if you become Prince Charming, what do you want them to know about how they should interact with fur characters?
When it comes down to it, everybody is entertainment. So be it a fur character or a face character, you're still providing the same service to guests. So honestly, I would just, goodness.
Because this will be for future face characters to.
I'd said it to her earlier, humble yourself and try out a fur character.
Try out a fur
Ask
character.
them, see if they'll let you try on a costume. See what it's like to be in a fur outfit for 15 minutes.
Get down in the mud.
Absolutely. Because once that head goes over you, you're going to have a completely different aspect on even the way you see things. Because if your eyes are up here, you've got to make sure you're looking the right way. There's a whole lot of things that you have to make sure you're doing that a face character doesn't have to worry about because...
We just have our like a regular...
Correct.
Yeah.
With a regular character, don't underestimate us. Be friends because we're some of the most energetic, nice people you will ever meet. We're not as pretty as you, but...
Aw, don't say that though. I don't like it. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. But maybe the features might not be as symmetrical because I do remember gorgeous girls who I thought were really pretty that weren't cast because they didn't look like the character. Or one girl I knew, she was just too tall.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh
With
man.
girls, it's really hard, and I feel really bad for y'all girls. Do not be upset if you don't get it the first time. Not at all.
Sometimes they don't have a need for that character.
Absolutely. But with more characters coming out, year after year after year, you're just gonna have that much more opportunity to become a fairy or a princess or whoever they decide to come out with next.
Right.
Yeah. Don't give up on it. If you really want to become a face character, do anything that you can. I mean, join regular characters, just get in the entertainment department. Even if it's just like selling popcorn in a theater, you're there, you can get, to know some of the managers, and you can do anything working at Disney. Anything.
If you could tell a face character two things from a fur character perspective, what would they be? So I'll think about when you were fur and all those times you wanted to say something to the face character people that you just held yourself back on, but maybe you wanted to say it to them.
Oh, why do you think you're so much better than we are?
Why do you think you're so much better than we are? Okay. So don't act like that.
Yeah, no.
Don't act like you're better than a fur character.
There's no one person that's better than another.
No.
Just because you portray somebody doesn't mean that that's you. You're just portraying a character.
Yeah, I guess for me, I remember because first I got trained in fur and then I got trained in face, and I remember being in the room with a Cinderella, and they didn't train me to do the face character yet, and I just remember seeing her, and her dress was just so gorgeous and stunning to me, and it like lit up the room, and here I was sweating all gross looking, and she was like lighting up the room as she walked around, and she didn't even notice me, and it was like I was invisible, and I didn't like feeling invisible when I was in the room with her, because when you're out in the street at a supermarket, if somebody else is in the room with you, you'll usually acknowledge them. Obviously if it's busy in a supermarket and you're walking down the aisle, you're not going to say hi to every single person, but generally...
If you're Cinderella, you are.
If you're Cinderella, you are. So she would if she was out
Absolutely.
in
If I
the
saw
park.
Cinderella in Publix, she would have to say hi to me.
Now, I do remember after I became face, I kind of understood where she was coming from. I think some of it could be fear. Okay, I'll just finish this up really fast. I think some of it could be fear. Fear. I remember worrying that they were already presuming that but you just gotta get over that fear because it's just gonna...
As a princess though, didn't you have a lot of concerns that people were going to be, she doesn't do this like Jasmine? Or, did you have those concerns genuinely that...
When I was out on set, you mean?
Yeah.
No, that was never a fear. Even though I might not have done things the way she did, I did my best because I did watch the movie a lot. I was very, at that time especially, but there was just so much love from the guests.
Right.
You could do no wrong, I felt. That's how I felt. I don't know if that's true.
I
just remember wanting I remember feeling those parents thinking, love my child. Show my child love because she loves you. And I just remember loving them and they were happy. They were like, great, let's take a photo of that hug. They wanted love for their children.
Yeah.
And so that's what I gave them. So I think they were happy. So that I think that eliminated the fear.
Yeah.
Because it was just so much, love my child, she loves you.
Yeah. And not for nothing, but face characters, princesses are worshipped. They're
Gosh, that's crazy.
But I just want to tell you something. Fur characters, you're worshipped too. People love you, just not in the U.S. as much. From China,
Oh, Japan too.
they come and bring us gifts all the time. All the time. We would get little plush dolls, we would get pictures, we'd get necklaces, we would get all sorts of stuff from these giddy little Asian folks who came up and they love Chippendales. They would come out little decked out outfits of Chippendale in the Rescue Ranger costumes or different costumes. It was the cutest thing. I've never seen adults so thrilled to see a fuzzy character in my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Were you friends with any face characters?
I was friends with the one Jasmine, and then the one gentleman who I got into a Disney show with, who got to be the elephant, the big elephant in the show. His dreams and aspirations was to become Prince Charming. And so I was friends with him. I wasn't really friends with him during that process because, and literally you have a whole entire new group of friends and family because you're part of the parades and you're part of that just overall.
We are, as face characters and fur characters, you are together, but at the same time you can be a little segregated.
Yeah.
Because the break room, like at least for me, Jasmine, my break room during dining, character dining experiences, I would be with other princesses. So we'd be sitting, talking, you're going through similar things. So it is, when you have to go to the makeup room, we're all sitting together talking. When we're picking our outfit, the princess costumes are in one, sometimes depending on where they can be set, like at Epcot they were separate from the fur character costumes.
Yeah.
Well, I guess not always.
No, Magic Kingdom didn't work. They had the two separate departments.
Yeah, well, they can be, the princess costumes are on one side, the fur character costumes are on the other.
Right.
So we're all getting our costumes together. So yeah, we can be kind of segregated in that way.
Not by any fault of our own, just because you are mainly around your parade type people.
You're around, yeah. So if you are going to be a fur character, you want them to know that you want them to enjoy their job.
Absolutely. Don't look at it as you're dressing up in a hot costume, because that's gonna make you miserable.
Right.
Just, you're getting paid to become a cartoon character. It's fun.
That is some inspirational words right there, especially for a Disney princess. It would be Disney princesses because it's easier to be in the Princess Jasmine outfit on a really hot day. That was one of the best
But
costumes.
I've always felt bad for you because you always had the thick makeup on.
I did have the thick makeup on.
And I don't know how y'all did that with the face characters and the wig.
The wig almost used to slip off because it was so sweaty. Yeah, I know, so that's really gross. But
I did try out to become a Disney prince.
oh, you did?
I tried out for Peter Pan. I specifically told them I do not want to try out for it. I do not want to become a face character. I'm not good like that. I don't do good with wigs or makeup or anything like that. No. So they made me go dress up as Peter Pan, fly around the room.
They did have you dress up as Peter
absolutely.
Pan. So you had the little body then at the time.
I did.
To be Peter Pan.
In ECBs, they were like, there's no way a 13-year-old boy has calves that big.
Okay, your
My
calves.
calves are really, really big. I'm not 13-year-old boy looking.
So when they are looking at you for Peter Pan, they are looking at your physique as well.
Absolutely. They're looking for your face to make sure it is actually symmetrical face. You can't have anything that's wrong with your face. No visible scars, no gapping in your teeth, and your body has to fit the body of said character. So if you're Peter Pan, you have to look like a 13-year-old boy.
So you were okay not being a face character.
100%.
You were 100% okay with that. You wouldn't have been
Because
comfortable.
a face character, you have to be on.
Okay.
You have to be on all the time, and you more importantly than us furries, you could not write character.
Right.
There's no way.
So with the fur character, you felt like it was easier.
Because if somebody made you mad, or you could give them a dirty look, and they would have no idea that you're giving them a dirty look.
Whereas I could not give any of you guys a dirty look for anything that you said. It was constant.
Some little child was pulling on Jasmine's hair. Oh, sweetheart, don't do that.
Or doing annoying things, little children.
What I used to...
Love children.
Love children.
Love children, but...
Children like to explore and see what they can get away with.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed that little segment with Matt. And I also want to say, if you are a guy who likes these videos, and we do have some guys who watch.
Again, I talk so much about Prince. I always hashtag Princess.
Yes.
Like, I just love these girls, and I just have such a heart for. But I want to say, gentlemen, we love you.
Gentlemen,
Princess,
we love you.
We need you. We need you.
Who is Princess Jasmine without Aladdin? The movie is called Aladdin.
So we do apologize. I think sometimes we generalize things and we talk about girls and princesses when we love our guys. We love you. Last night it was so much fun. I got to meet a fan of the Confession series, Noah. So shout out to you. He does amazing artwork. I love his Instagram account, and it was so fun to meet him. So we do have so many guys that love watching our videos as well. So we love you.
Yes. And so if you want to be a Disney prince, I'd like to introduce you to Brad. Here's his photo. This is Brad, and this is when I was still doing Princess Jasmine, and he was still doing Aladdin. That's Brad. And Brad is being so generous and giving his email out. So if you're a guy and you have questions about becoming a Disney prince, email Braladdin@hotmail.com. Here's his email here. Here it is in the description box down below. He's awesome, amazing. I think he loved him. He was amazing.
He was very good friends with someone I was friends with, so I got to meet him. And I recognized him immediately from your pictures and working with you. So kind, so nice, and so good at what he did.
So good at what he did. He's so handsome. Brad, I never wanted to, it was always kind of awkward for me because I was married and I got to work with these really handsome men. Yes. They were very handsome, all of the Aladdins. And if I never told you that and you're an Aladdin, by the way, you were really handsome to me. And my husband was awesome because he never got jealous. And he always, he was fine with it. I was always like, if I saw my husband at Disney and I was holding hands and acting lovey-dovey with Aladdin, it was always awkward for me, but at the same time, I loved my husband all the more because he was cool with it. Because, you want to maintain that character regardless of who's around you. You were always, Jasmine and Aladdin were a hot item, I thought.
Even just meeting Jasmine and Aladdin yesterday, it was so cute. The child that were waiting in line, he was in a stroller, and he was asleep by the time he got to the front of the line. So he was sitting in the stroller, sleeping, and then Jasmine and Aladdin got down and went like this in the photo. How cute is that? So we talk about making a moment even when your child's sleeping. And then Mom wanted a picture of them together, so they both got up and then got very close, and she grabbed his hand. You were very close.
Oh,
they were,
we were like chest
to chest. So, and cheek to cheek, and very
cheek to cheek. I was kissed on the cheek by a couple of Aladdins. Talk about magical moments. And Brad was one of them. I remember once, I'm going to tell a story. Brad and I were doing the parade at Hollywood Studios, and we got the management was like, you guys were awesome, you rocked it. It was like some special event was going on, and he and I were in the parade, and we were, I don't know if you remember that, Brad, if you're watching this, I don't know if you remember, and you kissed me on the cheek, and it was in front of everyone, and all the people were like, oh, and I just remember that moment. It was so special.
Yes, well, that's how Jasmine and Aladdin were.
Yeah.
So it's very close interacting, so, but yes, Brad, thank you so much for being a part of this.
Thank you.
For us.
He's actually, if you're wondering about him, you can email him, but he's an actor in LA, super talented, or he does writing as well, and so anyway, that's that. I am very good friends with a character attendant that I used to work with, and because of time, I'm not going to read everything that she wrote, but she was a character attendant, and she's an awesome singer, by the way, and I'm hoping to feature her on my channel at some point when she comes to visit in Orlando. But I want to read what she has to say about being a character attendant. She says, when I became an attendant, I was extending my college program. I auditioned to be a character and I was offered an attendant position. At that time, the company wanted attendants to be animated and outgoing, just like the characters. I won't lie to you. Being a character attendant is not an easy job. You're telling guests that they cannot do something in a place that they think they can do anything. They will say and do anything to get you to let them in a closed line. I was even yelled at by a dad for letting a Make-A-Wish child in front of them because it wasn't fair to let a child that was dying in front of him because his children could die tomorrow. Like the Make-A-Wish kids, they got preferential treatment, and some people didn't like that, but you know what? You need to give preferential treatment to a Make-A-Wish child. So she says, guests can get angry, and I mean angry, when you tell them that they cannot see a character, even if the wait is only a few minutes. One of the scariest experiences I had was at Splash Mountain with Rare Bear. So I won't be able to read everything she wrote. She says, despite the times that I was yelled at by guests, even hit in the face once, it was the best experiences of my life. I got to play hide and seek with Peter Pan. I rode the flying carpets with Aladdin and Jasmine and helped create memories that will be remembered forever. It is so rewarding seeing the joy on a child's face when they meet their favorite character. As long as you think you can handle the bad things, I would say go for it. It will be the experience of a lifetime. If you do make it, watch out for Miko. He likes to dig in the trash.
What an awesome thing to say. I mean, I think a reader would be so much fun. You're part of the experience. You're the first person to get the child excited about what they're, about to do or who they're about to meet. So it's so awesome that she was a part of this for us.
I worked with a Pocahontas, Mulan, and she has this to say to the future princesses. She says, I would just say, do not take it for granted. Really take it in and enjoy not only the guest interaction, but working for Disney. Really get to know Orlando and the parks as a guest as well. And of course, be nice. So that's what she has to say.
I really love what she said about don't take it for granted. And when I worked there, I certainly didn't. I remember this one comment we got that really upset me, I have to be honest, and she just said, if being a Disney princess is the best thing that ever happened to you, I feel really bad for you.
And somebody said that to you, Rachel.
And my initial response, my thought was, you know what? Yes, I know I'm 31, and we have moved on with our lives, but we chose to talk about this portion of our lives because we connect with so many wonderful people, so this is just what I'm sharing. Obviously, there's other things in my life now.
Right, we have great things that have happened. Having our daughters.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
But what I was thinking is, this is absolutely a highlight from my life, and I will never apologize for that. And as I looked, I always knew how lucky I was to have an opportunity and was so grateful. But these videos have made that multiply. I had no idea how many people desired to do this and that we would do anything. I mean, people move their lives to work here because they feel it inside themselves to do this and be in it. It's more of a pleasure for me to share my experiences and realize, wow, people are doing this. It's amazing. So it absolutely was a highlight of my life, and I will always say that and be proud to say that I was a Disney princess. And I loved working for Disney, one of the most confusing companies in the world. And so she was right on. Gratitude is what it's about.
Can I hug you? Sorry, I didn't want to make a sorry, they're being kind of loud. I'm sorry, I apologize for the noise in the background.
This is real life.
This is reality.
Not cartoon, real life.
Yeah,
That's what happens.
Yeah,
Family's here.
Family's here. We can hear them. So I also want to ask you, what do you have to say to parents out there who think that their kids cannot be Disney?
We've got that a lot of people. And for a second, when we talked in the beginning about how grateful we are for the response to everyone, through emailing, oh my goodness, the depth these girls are sharing with us, I just feel like thank you so much for trusting me with these intimate parts of your life and sharing so much more and sharing your stories with me and trusting us with all of this. But that just made me think about it. But a lot of people are saying, my family isn't really supportive of this. They want me to do this in college or go do that. and they just kind of think like, Disney princess, really? You know? And so to any parents, well, first, you're not going to be 35 and doing this. You know, you're 31 and not doing this. And, you know, I was working at the Disney Spa before I was a princess, so this to me was my part-time job. But you can absolutely do this full-time and make a living. I mean, it's not going to be fantastic if it's your only job, especially if you're single, but you can do it. But more than anything, it's not just about dressing up in a costume and feeling pretty. Experiences that you're giving people are like, no, my dog. They're life-changing, and I think it's an amazing thing. If my daughter came to me and said that, I would be, well, of course I'd be ecstatic. It's an honorable thing, I think.
If you don't think that your daughter can make it, like, I don't know, I'll also encourage her to try other things as well if you don't think that your child will make, you know, but, like, give her a shot. You don't know, she might be a teenager now, but you don't know how she'll be when she's in her early 20s, and she could just blossom. And don't set limits or tell your child that they can't do something, or at least I feel like you shouldn't tell your child.
Yeah, and it can lead to amazing things. That experience the whole costume can do for you is amazing.
And I want to say too, it can be something that they do in college seasonally, like over Christmas break. Because I think one mom said, you know, that, you don't get paid much. Well, your daughter can do it while she's in college just for Christmas. You know, you might live in Wisconsin, but she can fly down to see. She can work seasonally and do like a week during summer to do her character role.
Well, even my experience was only 2 years, which in a lifetime is very small, but it changed my life in amazing ways.
Right.
So not everything means like if you choose this, it's going to be your life.
Right, it doesn't mean it's your life forever.
Your life forever.
Your daughter's not going to give up on being a lawyer. She's not going to stop going for her dreams to be a doctor or whatever big ambitions you hope or expect for your child. They can, doing a princess thing, she can just do it for a little bit, get it out of her system, and keep going. I saw girls like that all the time. One girl who did Princess Jasmine with me, and she, as soon as she got her internship with some big marketing firm, she left and went to go do that. But hey, she did Princess Jasmine. She got it out of her system, and then she went off to make bigger bucks, you know, for a living. So if you have that, because I think there was somebody who wanted more for their kids than
just to be a princess.
Right.
Yeah,
you can
I just challenge you to change your perspective. I mean, I think it's such an honorable thing to want to do. And it's not, you know, I just want to be a pretty girl in makeup and a dress and have people take my picture. It's so much deeper than that, and that's why I really relate to these stories that these girls tell us and how they're like, I feel it in my bones I'm meant to do this, because I get it. I felt that way too. You know, so family, friends, if you have people who want to do this, be an encouragement, be an inspiration.
Yeah, help them. Don't discourage them. Try to help them, and yes, you are more than just, you're more, even if you do get rejected, which we have a video on rejection.
Yes.
Please watch this video. Even if you think you're gonna make it and you do make it, I still think you should watch the video.
Right, because you're gonna deal with rejection at some point in your life,
right?
No matter what level, you know, or what way it comes on.
Whether it's a job interview that you know, doesn't have to be the princess thing. It could be some other form of rejection. So
I think we want these videos to be a source of inspiration and encouragement for everyone who watches, but we also understand every single person who watches, it's just impossible for everyone to be a Disney princess.
It's impossible for everybody to be a Disney
watching, yes.
And we do understand.
So we're always going to be an encouragement to everyone, but why I think we made a rejection video is for everyone to realize something else may come of that.
Right.
Or even if it's just getting over the fear of auditioning,
right.
Or always wondering, could I have made it? Could I, there's always a reason behind everything, and that's why we made that video. So if you haven't watched that, right.
Jennifer Oaks here. I just wanted to share with you a few photos of myself as a teenager. I was definitely not Disney princess material. I wasn't popular in high school. Nobody asked me to any high school dances. I was afraid of anything that challenged me. My self-esteem rose when I started college. Weight came off as I began to love myself. My braces eventually came off. That underbite was corrected. Physical things are easy to fix, but what helped me a lot was accepting myself as I was, knowing that I was loved and accepted even if my physical never changed. Society will judge us by our outward appearance, but God always sees our heart. Strive to let your inner beauty shine brighter where it matters more. Life will always be challenging, but you can overcome life's curveballs. Don't give up no matter how many times you fall down. Know you're loved, and God is always on your side, rooting for you to do better. He wants you to succeed. Knowing that has helped me.
Hello. Okay. Gaston, I apologize for my peasant look because of the baby. She spat up on me and stuff. So, you're on my YouTube channel. So what?
That mean?
Well, it's all about you and
Of course it's all about me. Everything's all about me. That's why you're here to stare at me. You're here to admire me.
your lady
Well,
fans.
talking. See? Even my voice is handsome, so by being quiet and allowing me to talk, I'm able to be a treat for all 5 senses at once. See? Treat for your eyes and your ears.
He's just so handsome.
Yes! Yes, I am, and I never grow tired of hearing it.
I don't know why Belle didn't marry you.
Well, she's going to marry me as soon as she comes to her senses. She's done dog sitting.
Oh my.
See, right now she's wasting her time at the feast. I mean, like me, how could anyone say no to me? And to be fair, she never actually said no. All she said was that she didn't deserve me. Which, to be fair, she doesn't. But she's the most beautiful woman in town. So, I'm just settle for her.
Wow. I hear you love children. You want 6 or 7?
Yes, Belle and I are going to have 6 or 7 strapping boys like me. It's going to be Gaston Jr., Gaston Jr., Gaston Jr., Gaston Jr., Gaston Jr., Gaston Jr., and LeFou too.
Can you tell us your muscle thing that you do?
I even have myself a sphere right here. Yes, this is WoW. This is O and this is WoW. Children's named it for me every time I flex. It's all they can say was oh wow.
I wish I was Belle.
Of course you do. Every woman does because every woman loves me.
Bye-bye, Gaston. We love you.
Again? I know. I love me too. I think we should see other people though.
Okay, so now we are going to do our mock princess casting videos, which thank you, Rachel, for this suggestion.
Thank you, Rachel.
This has been so much fun, and I'm overwhelmed with the amount of videos we received. Thank you.
Yes. We can't feature everyone.
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't feature everyone. I thought it was so much fun, and I want to say, it takes a lot of guts to do that, to put yourself out there, especially when you think, like, these girls are going to be telling me what I need to do differently, what are my strengths and weaknesses. I think it's a lot to get behind a camera and put yourself out there in that way. So thank you so much for everyone who did that. And what I loved so much is a lot of the videos, they really put time into and making them really cute and adding pictures and song, and I think it was amazing. So thank you everyone who did that. I think it was an excellent suggestion on Rachel's part, and it was a lot of fun for us to watch.
A lot of fun to watch.
We want to give a special mention. Of course, we loved all the videos, but this one, it made us laugh, and their energy was so great, and they had so much fun making it. So,
and we loved all of your submissions. We thought all of you guys were great, but we just want to give a shout out to Annalie and Carla. You guys made us laugh so much.
They did the video together. They did individual monologues and talked about themselves, and then they each played someone meeting them, and they were so cute about it. So funny, and they have such a passion for Disney, and I love that. I love you. It was so great.
So, shout out to Annalie and Carla. You know who you are.
Okay, we're first going to watch Daniel.
So here's Daniel, everyone.
Hey guys, I'm a huge fan of both of your videos, and this is my submission for the mock face character audition. I personally think that I look the most like Aladdin just because of the Hispanic features. I think kind of make me look slightly foreign. Oh, Princess Jasmine's actually back at the palace today. She took a magic carpet to go visit Raja and her father. And Abu, I actually heard he's been on the Jungle Cruise today. He's always up to some sort of monkey business. Oh, of course they'll sign. Did you get this in the marketplace? A moth? I've never heard of that. I'll probably have to ask Jeannie about it later. Wow, I see you've been on lots of adventures today. You've met so many of my friends.
So Daniel, Daniel, you were awesome.
I loved it.
I loved you were actually, you reminded me exactly of how some of the Aladdins would perform. You were spot on. I loved how you were acting as though the guest was coming up to you, and those were the exact same. I don't know if you researched, you must have researched.
Well, that's how I felt about watching Daniel. First of all, he gave us a great video in its entirety. He put time into making this video, you can see. And that is what I think someone who's casting is looking for. Someone who did their homework, is really mindful of the approach that they're about to give, not just someone who showed up. So that's what I first take notes about Daniel. I appreciate how much he put into making this video. I made notes on everyone that we were watching. I loved his movement. He went to different levels, and that's what they're looking for. He was standing, then he was sitting down. I loved that. His dialogue was perfect. It's like he did his homework. He was saying things that Aladdin said. The interaction was spot on.
Yes.
He had great energy and a larger-than-life personality. And as you mentioned before, as Princess Jasmine, you were more just like his son, where you just were there.
Yes.
Where Aladdin is the voice, I think, of the couple, and the one who is larger than life and makes you feel. I thought Daniel hit that.
If he's that good by himself, imagine how he'll be with Jasmine to play off.
Right, and again, this is him just doing this on his own. He doesn't have a trainer, so that's what I was really impressed by him. If I was going to say anything that he might need work on, it is his diction and his speech. He did have a little bit of an accent, as we talked about before with accents. I felt like the diction in his words.
His braces. He had braces, and I think that was a large part of the problem.
So once those are removed, it'll be better. But
braces make a huge difference.
And how
he's young right now. The Aladdins I worked with were in their 20s at their youngest. They were usually a little on the older side. They were early 30s. So you still have some time to until you're able to perform as Aladdin, because even if you're 18, you're still young for Aladdin.
Yes.
I feel anyway, that's just what I've noticed. It's in your 20s when you're a mature man.
Right. Yes. But
They were kind of.
Do I believe Daniel has a shot?
Oh
Absolutely.
yes.
I really appreciate how prepared he was for this. I think that he would rock an audition. I think that if he didn't get Aladdin, I think they would want him definitely to be an entertainment for anything.
He's got the right.
Yes, he has that energy. He has that passion and larger than life personality, and I think he is awesome.
And he's a teenager right now. Wait until a few years have passed. His maturity is he's gonna get better, and he's great already. So imagine, so I want to say send support to Daniel and say you're awesome. We love you. Thank you for your submission, top notch, and email Brad.
Yes, email Brad if you have any questions that we cannot answer from a perspective. So awesome
He's
job.
Great Aladdin, so he'll be a great mentor in the Aladdin thing.
And Daniel, you are so supportive of us too. I want to say that he's one that we get so much support, but there are some people that don't they stand out to you. He is always one who's so kind and says wonderful things, and we just love you.
Love you, Daniel.
Okay. Now we are watching Shannon's audition, and she is auditioning for Merida.
Hey Jennifer, it's Shannon. I think I resemble Princess Merida the most because I have freckles on my arms and my face, and I'm fair-skinned. Pose, walk around.
Bow and arrows. No.
Did you go to the party?
No. But I thought it would be nice if I shot for my own hand. And I did, and I got the bullseye.
You shot your hand?
I shot for my own hand in marriage. I'm not ready for marriage.
Okay, and we just got finished watching Shannon. And Shannon, talk about people who are supportive of us. She is our number one supporter.
Love you, Shannon.
I love Shannon.
Love you.
I love her. I was so happy I actually got to work with her. She took advantage of one of my coaching sessions, so I did Skype with her, and I got to talk with her an hour, and we talked about a lot of things. So I have such a heart for her, and I just love her, and I want to hug her. And she lives in Charlotte.
Charlotte. Her daughter is Rachel's daughter's name is Shannon.
So I just love her so much. I think she did a really good video for us as well. And like you were saying with Daniel, she's 15. And I want to
Yes.
say that when I was 15, I did not look like this. Not that I think of, you know.
Can I show everyone how I used to look before I got cast as Princess Jasmine? Here's a photo. Is that girl gonna get cast as Princess Jasmine? No.
And I recently posted this the picture on Instagram of me being 16, standing next to Snow White, and at that point in time, I never would have imagined that I would have been Snow White.
Can I show an after photo of me, like later? Here's the before, here's the after.
Yeah, see?
People, don't be discouraged if you do not look exactly like what a Disney princess would look like, because physical is physical. It can change. You can lose weight. You can gain weight. I'm actually going to be uploading some videos about me on my post-pregnancy journey with weight. So be able to look out for those on my channel.
And I know when I was 15, my body was changing so much. My face was changing. You know, I had braces too, like Shannon does, and most people do at that age. You know, so I think that when you're that age and you think you want to be in Disney entertainment, you look at all the things that you think are wrong with you or that might hinder you from being cast. But I think we're great examples of we did not always look the part as well. What I loved so much about Shannon is when she did her first intro, it was just Shannon, and it was her face and her it was like who she is. And then all of a sudden it changes and you're like, who's this? Like her hair and her makeup, she looked adorable. And I love Shannon's because we still to this day get so many questions about freckles.
Oh, yeah.
We answered all about freckles, but people are still obsessed about the freckles. But what I love so much is that a lot of the modern princesses have them. So Anna, Merida, Rapunzel has little freckles. Freckles. I even think Ariel has like little freckles. So again,
they didn't have the CG back then to draw it on. Now they do.
Right, so I love that Shannon has freckles, but when she was doing her performance for me, it's like, were you noticing that? I certainly wasn't.
No.
So, I love that she had the bow and arrow on the bed. I thought that was
bow and arrow on her bed.
And I love that she talked about my own hand. And her accent was pretty good, and I think that was really great that she tried the accent. When you go on your audition, they're not expecting you to have their accent perfectly. Like if you're trying out for Mary Poppins, they don't expect you. You do a reading and someone will help you with that, but if you're already starting on it, like you're a step ahead.
Yes.
So the fact that she did that, I really loved.
Yes.
If I were to say anything to be more sure of herself and to be the character at all times, when people were, when her friend was asking her the question, she was waiting to respond. Where, you know, if you're asking me as a question as Snow White, I am always just like, you know, listening to you as she would, not just standing there with a blank face while you talk, oh, and then it's my turn to go into character. Because if you're thinking about it, people could be taking pictures that you have no idea about, someone could be filming you, and you have to be, you know,
complete 100% of the time on.
So even if a child is giving you a really long story, you know, and you're just listening, you still have to be Merida. So I noticed that she would like turn on and off. So I guess that would be my only critique for the audition. What did you think?
But I loved that spirit. I feel like she had Merida's spirit.
Yes, like that. Yeah, she kept saying, you know, I love that.
Yeah,
I loved it.
And you can tell that she's a very confident girl.
Yes.
And I love that about Shannon. You have great confidence. I wish I had been like you in high school.
I
look
love
at you
her.
and I'm like, I wish I could have had a friend like Shannon. Where was Shannon?
I know. I see myself in Shannon so much. I just have such a heart for her. I know. I want to be her best friend in high school.
I would have wanted to be friends with you.
I want to sit with you at lunch.
I would sit with you, Shannon.
I want to like. We don't Snapchat, but I would Snapchat with her.
Oh, I don't know what Snapchat is. I hear about Snapchat.
I know, we don't Snapchat. I'm like, we're not there. We're 31. Like,
we're 31.
I like just got into Instagram with this last video. But like, if we were in high school now, we would be Snapchatting with her.
Yeah.
Like we would want it, like, because she's so lovable.
Shannon's lovable. We love you.
Yes. And Shannon is very tall. Yes, very tall, a little bit taller than me. Do I think that she still has a chance? Yes, but I think she's realistic with her expectations and that she is aware of how tall she is, but it's not going to set her back.
It's not going to, still audition. And you know what? You're a performer. You can perform doing whatever you want in life.
He's so great, they're not even thinking about your height.
be so great they're not thinking about
But at the same time, be mindful of your height and don't do anything, for example, are you going to wear shoes that have any kind of a lift on them? No, wear as flat as possible. I also would suggest her wearing something that's going to cut her off. I wouldn't want to wear like a black top and black pants because that's going to elongate her and make her look even taller. I would wear something that is going to cut her off, that's going to make her look shorter. Where if someone's shorter, so you can do these little tricks to help your chances.
Correct.
So.
Awesome.
Okay.
Now we want to feature Nicole. Nicole, I love you. You're so sweet, first of all. Thank you so much for reaching out and getting in contact.
Yes.
So let's go into Nicole's video.
Hey Jennifer and Rachel, this is Nicole, the musical one. I've had a lot of people say I could be a lot of different characters, so I'm just gonna do Belle and Meg, because I've always wanted to be Belle.
I want adventure in the great white somewhere. I want it more than I can tell. And for once it might be grand to have someone understand. I want so much more than they've got planned.
Good morning, how are you today?
I'm great. How about you?
I'm doing wonderful, thanks.
So, I hear you like to read books.
Yeah, I love reading books. They're my favorite. Do you like to read?
I ask for nothing, I can get by. Still I know so many less lucky than I. Please help my people, the poor and downtrodden. I thought we all were the children of God.
Okay, so Nicole has a voice that I wish I had. I can't sing.
And do you know what I mean when I say she has a Disney voice?
You have a
There
Disney
are good
voice.
singers, but then there are like Disney singers, and she has you can hear it sounds just like Disney magic in her voice. I don't know if people get that, but I feel that. I think that's her calling in all of this.
She has a voice and you need to use it, girlfriend.
Yes,
Use
I
that
could see
voice.
her doing more of a stage show performance, going more the equity route rather than just a character performer. So I really wanted to feature Nicole for that reason where, you may think that, I want to audition to be a Disney princess, but maybe that's not your strongest point. I can't imagine Nicole being a face character when she has this great talent and not using it, right?
Yes, if you are able to use your voice, you're actually above face character roles. The pay is higher. It's a lot more. It's more of an annual salary. It's not an hourly wage, and you're more valuable, more of an asset to the company because of your voice. Her look for Belle. What do you think? Like her look for Belle. It wasn't super strong, I would say, but she emailed us and she knows what some of her weaknesses are and she knows what her strengths are. I think that she should definitely play on her strengths. Could she be Belle in the stage show? I think she possibly could be because they are less picky about the they're less nitpicky about looking so much like the cartoon because your voice is that powerful.
They're looking for that performance for that experience.
They need that performance.
I've noticed that the people who, Ariel in the show or, Belle in her show, that they might not look as much like the character as meet and greet ones.
As the meet and greet.
And that's what we're saying. I challenge her to go the equity route and want to sing in the show.
Sing in the show.
Know your strength and go above. Like you're in a different league here.
You're in a different league.
So.
Yes, because you're, so just know that with the equity, they aren't as nitpicky, because there was a Pocahontas. I think I might have even I looked more like Pocahontas than she did, and I don't really look like Pocahontas, first of all. But there was a girl who was equity Pocahontas. She sang in the show at Animal Kingdom. She looked less like Pocahontas than I did, but because her voice was spot-on Disney Pocahontas.
Yes. They hired her. Yes.
And she got paid more than me. She got to put on the outfit and wear the wig and everything and be in the show and dance a little bit. So I would say go that route.
Yes, Nicole, that's my thoughts on you. So go in that direction. That's where you belong, dear.
We think you're mega talented.
Mega talented.
Yeah, use it. So we'd like to feature Maya. Maya, here you are.
Hi Rachel, hi Jennifer. My name is Maya and this is my submission video. Just a little bit about me. I am a high school student from Pennsylvania. Yes, I'm Keystone Buddies with Rachel. And I have an overwhelming love for Disney and everything about it. And I have ethnic features and that could either help me or hurt me. So I'll let you guys be the judge of that.
Careful, Rosetta, she may faint! Elevate her legs! No, wait, I mean her head. If she's red, raise the head. If she's pale, raise the tail. Does she look pale or red? It may be the sparkliest thing I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of sparkly things.
Maya is another girl that I just want to hug. Like, don't you feel like you know these girls through these videos? I want to be her friend. She is so kind, so sweet. I love her attitude. I
want to be friends with Maya. Maya, what is your story? Like, you are, wow. When I watched your video,
do you know what I love most about her video?
What?
The movement portion where she was taking pictures and how flowing she was with her hand when she put it to the side. That is something that you can't teach. You can't always teach to be graceful, and some people put your hand out because that's what you see people doing in the pictures. Oh, the way she put that out, that just made me go, I loved that. So I think that her movement skills were excellent.
And that's something they're looking for.
I think she had a great little physique, perfect body.
We love your physique.
Yes, love the physique. I love that she was realistic in her expectations. I love that she said about her skin tone, she's like, that might work for me or against me. I love when people are realistic with their expectations, where they understand that you're not wrong or right, it just might be good or not good for the company. And so I love that attitude about that. Her speaking and her personality, I love the way she spoke. It was very clear and I could see her.
The way you carry yourself, Maya, is very honorable.
Yes.
And it demands respect.
Yes, she made me feel good. She made me want to know her.
Yes.
And that's what I'm talking about when I say about the energy of these people. I love her. Out of the monologues that she gave us in the auditions, I actually saw her as the fairy iridescent device.
Yes, that's who I know Tiana is awesome and everything, but I thought that you were strongest and most
iridescent, the little fairy. Yes, I can see you doing that. So, and I think
I think they would try the wig on you and watch you do that. So I would study her character, and I loved how you performed her role.
Yes.
I thought you did great.
Thank you, Maya.
So thank you, Maya, and I hope to. I don't know if we've spoken on Instagram or not, but I hope you tag me and say hi.
Next, we are going to feature Haley.
Hi, Jennifer. I think if I were to play a Disney face character, it would definitely be Snow White. She's by far my favorite Disney princess. It would be an absolute dream to play her. Lord willing, maybe I will play Snow White. I think it would be an amazing job. It would be wonderful for my self-esteem and for helping me keep a positive mindset. Oh, Grumpy, you do care. Oh, yes, and plum pudding and gooseberry pie.
Okay, I was in love with Haley. Love you.
When I saw her video and it wasn't the best quality, I wasn't sure. I'm I can't see the details in her eye. I need to know more. And then also those pictures came up, and I'm wow, this girl is gorgeous. Her profile, oh my gosh, her profile is perfection, and that's something that is really important to, all angles. Because I think when people are like, can I just give you a picture of me?
Yeah.
I think based on what way you look at someone, you can make your nose look, it's so hard to judge someone from just one single shot, one frame. That's why we wanted to see the videos. But yes, her profile, oh my goodness, if that's not a princess, I don't know what is.
I know.
She thought she would be best for Snow White, which I definitely see that as well. I love the face shape, but I actually saw her as Alice the most. I don't know if it was the nose, I don't know what it was, but she didn't even say that, but I actually saw Alice in her.
I saw both. I could see her as Snow White,
definitely.
and I could see you as Alex too. So, and what about her performance? I thought you did really well.
Really well. She had this maturity to her. Like, she seemed very comfortable in what she was doing, and I liked that.
You were princess material. I felt.
Yes.
You're just one of our favorites. So, thank you for submitting. The next video we're going to watch is Stephanie.
At 8.5, and I would audition for Ariel and Belle.
There. Oh, so you're the one who locked up my father in this prison. Release him at once. No, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Can't you just see? He's so ill. He's an old man. He won't be able to survive in this. He could die.
One of the positive things about Stephanie and someone who looks like Stephanie is because she has the classic features, she has more opportunity to be more characters. Where she thought she was auditioning for Belle, where I saw Aurora. I
totally saw Aurora.
But yeah, girls who have that certain more classic features where there isn't any extreme facial feature, you have a better option because you have a wider playing field. Someone could see you as Cinderella. You said so. It's like I think that can work for you to your benefit when you have more classic features.
In your performance, you also sounded more like Aurora to me. I saw Aurora. I was like envisioning the dress on you.
I could see it on her. Yes, it was the slim silhouette, just like more like statuesque kind of look.
Yes.
It just
Your
mannerisms, the voice.
It was like Aurora.
It was almost like, what is she talking about? I thought too.
It's like Aurora.
I did notice in the videos, I did think that, wow, everyone is really good at who they think they could be. Like, everyone has a really good idea of who they could be, but Stephanie, I totally think you're Aurora. So I don't know if that's good or bad news for you, but
I hope you like Aurora. She's my favorite. I dreamed that I could be her. Look at me. I have dark features. I will never be Princess Aurora. I put the wig of Princess Aurora on me once, which you're not supposed to do, but I did because my friend, she really wanted to try the Jasmine wig on, and I wanted to try the Aurora wig, so we switched. And I looked awful. My features did not go with the Aurora wig. But yours do.
Absolutely. And I think when you're at your audition, they do put the wig on you because, when we're watching these girls, I envision them in the hole because I think that's why they want to see me with the wig on. Like, does she really fit that? So I think if she has a whole ensemble on, it would be great. Yeah. Okay, one question that we got a lot was, how do we feel about the redesigns of the costumes?
Oh, yes.
What do you think?
I love them.
Do you?
I'll be honest with you, I haven't seen all of them. But I think I saw Aurora's, and I seem to like it. And I guess I'll talk about when I go to visit Disney over this next year. Lord willing, I'll be having an annual pass, so I'll be able to see them with Ariana. And I will talk about that in some of my videos too. But I'll be honest, I haven't seen it. But I think I've seen pictures and I did like them. Why? Tell me what you think.
Well, no, I have mixed emotions, and I think when I Instagrammed, I put myself as Snow White, and then the redesign of her costume. I want to see what everyone else thought too. And I do lean more towards the classic. I don't know why, but I do. There are things I like about Snow White's redesign. I love like the brooch on her, but I don't like the short hem. I think their illusion was for her to be, little girl more than like the regal princess that she's next to, like more of Cinderella or Sleeping Beauty. So I didn't like the hemline. I just thought it was too much, like the lace, and then there's this, just too many things. I think it needed to be edited more. But of course, as a whole, I think it's fun to do redesigns. It makes people excited about this. But sometimes I do think the classic ones, I don't know, maybe that was because of our time, but what I always loved was the stage show costumes. I think they're like a castle show.
Do you like the new design of the castle show?
I love their costumes.
Maybe that might be what I'm thinking of.
No, yeah, like Snow White's castle show costume is my favorite.
Okay, yes,
because it's the classic but vamped up.
Okay,
just vamped up and a little bit, you know, taken to the next level, where the redesign is
Bloopers. Michael, my husband. Let me see what's going on.
Let's see what Michael's doing.
Hey, baby.
Okay. Another question that I saw a lot of was, if we could be any other princess, who would we be? And it doesn't matter what we look like, but who would we want to be?
Okay, if I could be anybody, Anna.
Really? Why Anna?
Anna.
You love her, like her quirkiness, like I see it.
First of all, her outfit. I love her outfit more than Elsa's dress. Everybody's all about Elsa's dress. I'm like, who cares about Elsa's dress? Look at Anna's outfit. It's what the Norwegian girls in the restaurant at Norway used to wear. It's very similar.
Now, do you like her day look, what she wears in the hall, or do you like the coronation dress that she would wear in Festival of Fantasy?
Both of them. I love. Oh my gosh. Anna, her personality, I see myself in that character. The way she's uncoordinated and
like awkward, but like so in an adorable, loving way. Chocolate.
Then like she's friends with Olaf. She like threw that snowball at that monster thing when it was like, don't do that, stupid girl. It's gonna make the monster mad. And she did it. That's me. I would have done it. I would have thrown the snowball.
Are there any? Here. Mama? Are there any favorited princesses amongst Disney workers? And if so, which ones are they?
Well, at this point, obviously the Frozen girls, huh?
The Frozen girls.
That's all about exciting.
It is new. And their movie was huge. Huge.
And what's going on right now, which is a big deal, is the Maelstrom in Norway is being it was officially announced this week that the Frozen ride's going to be taken over that. So everyone is very upset about that.
I'm upset. I love the Maelstrom ride at Norway.
And that's like 1988, I think, that was put in. So it's very
big deal.
Very big deal. So, but yes, I feel like right now they're definitely the favorite princesses of the moment. And I think anytime a modern princess came out, or a new princess, she was very excited. But these, all the Arendelle sisters, I think they're going to be it for a while.
They're going to be the it girls.
Yes. Okay, let's see what else we got here. When meeting people and they asked what you did for a job, what did you respond? We would say you could say I'm very good friends with Snow White, or you could say I just work for Walt Disney World Entertainment.
Yeah.
But when we were doing this, we worked at Grand Floridian Spa, so I'd probably say that too.
I said the spa.
Yeah.
But when I was just doing the princess character, I would say Disney Entertainment, and then
if they were to ask for that's what I said first too. I would do Disney Entertainment.
They'll tell you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. What types of family members knew you were a princess to keep your Disney integrity? I obviously told everyone.
Yeah, my whole family.
It's not you need to keep it secret from your family. It's just on how you say it when speaking, and you always say that you're friends with someone or you know them very well.
That's kind of the code word.
But
family, it didn't matter.
But
they were my family.
Right, your family, obviously. Yeah, but you could tell everyone. It's not like you needed to keep it secret, and I think that's what they said. So
I think we all know the Tooth Fairy isn't real.
What? What is the worst memory you have from working as a princess? I think worst sounds like such a harsh word to me, but as I mentioned in the previous ones, and it's not as glamorous as you would imagine.
No.
I think it's very demanding when you're on set for, if you have a 12-hour shift and you're outside and it's hot. I'm kind of jealous of the girls now that instead of in our time where you were more free to walk around and be outside, they have, like the Princess Fairy Tale Hall and all these other places where you're always indoors, so you don't need to worry about the weather affecting your makeup or how you look, so it's a little bit easier for you. But yeah, I think it was just very challenging for a long day. But
Yeah.
I don't know if I would call it worst memory, but it's the
For
hardest
me,
part.
The Mean Girls were the worst memory for me. There were some, there's definitely, you're gonna come across that anywhere you go. And there's gonna be jealousy or envy or upsetness, just frustration among the entertainers for whatever reason. And so for me, that was the worst memory. So just be prepared, be expecting that. So.
Okay, let's see. What do you think would be the perfect age to go and audition to be a Disney princess based on the girls who are currently in the parks? I live far away from the Disney parks at the moment, but I always wanted to be Walt Disney World princess. So what do you think the perfect age is?
I think 19, definitely, or
definitely younger, I think is more to your advantage.
Younger, but that doesn't mean
anything though. I mean, that's
means
just
nothing.
yes, that means nothing.
That's the suggestion age.
Yes, we were considered like at least when I was working with you, we were considered the older princesses, you know, when we were, 23, 24, which certainly isn't old, but yes, in entertainment, especially with princesses, you do say that they are younger. So if you are older, don't let that hold you back.
Right, because girls do get cast who are in their mid to late 20s. As Disney princesses. I mean, if you look young enough, go for it.
Yes.
I didn't.
So, yes, but the majority of the girls are younger, but yes, you do see all age ranges.
Yeah.
Was it hard to visit the parks as a regular guest when you spent so much time behind the scenes that dampen the effect for you? Not at all. Like I just said earlier, when I was there yesterday with my sister, we had so much fun, and I was saying when I met Cinderella and everyone, I was just, they made me nervous. I was so excited to see them, and I stepped right back into the magic. It becomes real for me again.
Have realistic expectations when you go to work for Disney. Behind the scenes is not going to be glamorous. There's going to be things that you're like, what? It's going to be work. There's gonna be parts about the job that you're not gonna like.
Right.
You know, some things were, but it's all good. You're gonna love it. It didn't dampen it. I still love Disney. I'm taking Ariana.
Okay. How did you deal with crying children? Do you sit on them or just leave them alone? What do we do, Ariana? Well, I remember one role, speaking of babies and children, we weren't allowed to hold them.
Yeah.
If they wanted me to hold her, I would have to be seated, and then Mom would place her on my lap. I know that was something that we were told.
And I think the moms were kind of weirded out, like, what? Like, well, let me sit down.
Right,
you would tell them,
because they would try to hand you the baby.
Yeah.
So, let me take a seat. And, you would place Ariana on my lap, and then we would get a photograph, or I would talk to her if you wanted me to hold her.
Yeah.
So that just reminded me. But with crying children, I would just leave it up to the parents, right? How do you deal with them?
Yeah.
It's not, I don't know how to soothe her. I mean, I would try to talk to her and be sweet and kind, but sometimes they're like, who is this person?
Yeah, you're a stranger.
Right.
And you look funny and...
Okay. Was there any hierarchy among the face characters, like Ariel's being cooler than Peter Pan's and Esmeralda's or something?
I'd say yes. Because like when I don't know if I mentioned, I was Friar Tuck, and everyone wanted to see Pluto and not Friar Tuck. So
right, so not just in being a face character, I think being in entertainment at all, it's like, what do you do? And obviously Pluto is more popular than Friar Tuck. Like, no one's waiting in line for 3 hours to see him, unfortunately.
Yeah. It's true.
It's true, yes. And
Cinderella's castle was there, so everyone wanted to see Cinderella. More than Jasmine.
Yeah, it's just how it is. Like, Snow and Jasmine are like pushed to the side.
I knew this. I knew that everyone wanted to see Cinderella. So, it is what it is. Felt good in the hood.
Yeah. One big princess family.
One big.
How do you deal with friends who've known you your entire life and they know you're a Disney princess? Like people in day-to-day life, how do they react to you being a Disney princess?
What do your friends say about you being a Disney princess?
Well, I think when it happened, I think it's something that I've always wanted, and I've loved these princesses my whole life, so it just seemed like, well, of course she is. So for me, it wasn't shocking for anyone. It was like, they were so happy for me, but it was like I can't, it seemed fitting for me. How about you?
I don't think I think my friends thought it was kind of cool, but I don't think they cared.
Right.
Like, your friends who love you, they love you for you. They don't, the princess thing isn't something that everybody's gonna do, and everybody's on a different walk and path and journey in life, and so I felt like it was just like, oh, cool, that's what you do. You make guests happy at Disney, so what? Yeah. So I never, and I love that people didn't think it was so cool, because then you're able to focus more on you as a person and not on your cool job. Like, it's nice to know that you're not just your job.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm still Jennifer.
I'm still Jennifer, and people still love me regardless of whether I did it or not.
I love this. This is from Ellie Kane. Also, this may sound really weird, but you both have the best eyebrows ever.
Thank you.
You rock. Love it. Eyebrow. It's not you. It's your eyebrows. That's going around social media, and I think it's hysterical. Oh, there was another question that what were the rules about social media and being entertainment, which I think is so different because it was a little over 5 years ago for us, which doesn't seem like a long time, but social media in that amount of time has become everything.
It's huge. I'm jealous of the new face character generations
and how we can have all these pictures together. I mean, could you imagine if that was us? We'd be on there every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Posting on Instagram.
Like here
today.
I was friends with Jasmine today. Jasmine and I went to Epcot today. Look at her.
What I had a MySpace account, but you weren't, and I think I put pictures on there, but it's like it wasn't the same.
It wasn't
as what like Instagram is.
No, it wasn't really fun.
Right. It wasn't as interactive.
Yeah.
You didn't. We're like with Instagram. You follow everyone and everyone follows you. You don't have to know them. We're on MySpace. If someone tries to add you as a friend and you don't know them, it was like weird.
Yeah,
like,
it was weird.
I don't know them. Why are they trying to be my friend? We're like on Instagram. You're like, I like you, follow.
Yeah, and it's more based on images.
Right. Yes. Yeah. And then Facebook came out. I think I got that in 2009, which was the year I left. And so that never really. Yeah, but it's just social media has blown up since we've been. But what are the rules now? Again, you're free to post as many pictures as you want. You just have to be very careful on
no behind
the words. No behind the scenes. You could never take a picture backstage.
That's why we're
I tell everyone direct all questions to my friend Jasmine. I'll make sure she gets them, things like that. And for anyone, I think you start to know or find accounts where you're like, I know that they're a Disney princess. And if you ask them questions and they don't answer, know it's because they're not allowed to. They're not being jerks.
They're not being mean to you.
Yes, I mean, the current girls are not going to say the things that we're saying. We're retired, but if you are currently cast, you could never say the things that we're saying. That's why we love to give you the behind the scenes, But if you do ask them questions, and they don't answer, it's because they're not allowed to.
Sorry. So somebody asked me, how do you feel about the social media fame that you've acquired because of these videos? What do you say about being popular a little on social media?
Well, I laugh at the word fame when you said that, but
you don't have a million followers.
Right, we don't have a million followers, but like I said to Jennifer this morning, and we were talking about our videos, we just did it to be goofy and talk about what our experience is. We had no idea anyone was going to watch.
I hope people would
watch. We just did it for ourselves, but we said the impact we've had on individuals and the fact that we've had success stories from this, literally from beginning to end, where your videos made me want to do this, they made me feel more comfortable. I went and auditioned, I now have a part. Like, that's awesome. We have more than a few girls who have that story. So I think I feel like,
shout out to the girls who are now friends with Mickey Mouse and their friends. We know who you are. You've reached out to us. We love that you reached out to us.
We're so proud of you.
We're proud of you. We're happy for you. I'm going to take my daughter to meet you girls. And it's very exciting. And I mean,
I just know how much it meant to me, my experience, and I love hearing the stories of these girls and how much it means to them, and being able to give them advice, you know, just coaching them and how to go about this. I love answering questions. It's been, I always tell people, it's almost more fun sharing our stories and hearing theirs in return than even was in the experience. Like, I love this. I feel so grateful that this opportunity, and just how many things have happened because of this. The people that have reached out to me, you know, to do little interviews and things like that. It's been amazing.
I miss doing the Disney princesses, and I feel like this, I mean, at the same time that I say I miss it, I don't necessarily want to go back and do it, but it's a way for me to, doing these videos has been a way for me to kind of be in it a little, but not.
Right.
Kind of relive it, but not really.
The girls who are currently cast, it's amazing to know what they're going through, because you remember how you felt.
Oh yeah.
So it's such a connection. It's amazing.
Oh, stories. People ask,
okay. What other stories do you have? What are good stories?
I remember it was 2005, the 10-year anniversary of Pocahontas had been her 10-year anniversary of that movie, because the movie came out in 1995 to 2005. I was put in the front of Animal Kingdom, and it was this huge thing. They had a canoe out, they had this gorgeous music playing for her. I felt like a celebrity. It was Pocahontas, it wasn't Jennifer Oaks, it was Pocahontas. So these people didn't know me, but I remember a huge mass, like a crowd of people at the front of the park bum rushed me. Can I say bum rush? I don't know the right thing to say. They all crowded around me to the point where I got physically scared for myself because of the pulling, the tugging, and I remembered like images of seeing celebrities in crowds, you know, or whatever, and I remember thinking, this is what they must feel like, and it was scary.
I was just talking to a cast member, and she was saying how she prefers to close and not open because her first experience with rope drop literally scared her. She said, you have to walk the people with the rope, and they're like pushing you, and you're like, no, stay back, because, you know, like the wait for online Elsa is so long that people want to get there at rope drop. But yeah, she was saying it's so scary, these people, and then once they can break free, they like run to get to where they want to go. So I understand what you mean, yes.
Yeah,
So I think the biggest question that we've gotten since Confessions 1 was, please do a makeup tutorial. And I think that is a great idea. One question I know we were asked, someone said, I'm paraphrasing, of course, Rachel had mentioned about how she wore red lips to her audition to look more like Snow White, but then some people say you don't want to try to look like the character. How I want to answer that is, for me, red lipstick, I wore red lipstick yesterday in the park, so it felt natural to me. And that's what I always advise everyone to do at auditions. You want to represent your best self. So if you would never wear red lipstick in public, do not wear it to your audition to look more like Snow White. I did because I wanted to be her essence, and I would do that anyway, and I was comfortable wearing that. But would I go as far as to, you know, wear a big red bow and to wear false eyelashes and do everything I think that I should be doing to be Snow White? No, I don't want to be over the top. So how do you feel about that?
Well,
dressing like a character for the audition.
I will say, I did comment on somebody's comment, because they said that you're never ever supposed to go dressed as the character to an audition, and I have heard that before, but I will say, I used to do commercial acting stuff, and sometimes they did tell us to go dressed as the part. I think it depended on the production and the casting director and what they wanted, because I would arrive sometimes and they would have the outfit ready for me to put on, like for a pharmacy. I remember they gave me a pharmacy jacket or things like that. But again, I like what you said about it, that it's not something that you would do, because I
feel comfortable.
Right. I did do the Jasmine eyeliner.
Right, that's what I was going to say with you, where
it was natural.
You wear eyeliner like that naturally. You would go to the store wearing that, so for you to show up in audition, it's completely normal, even though you do want to play Princess Jasmine. That is one thing that has changed in the audition process. When we were auditioning, went to, it's called the character lookalike audition, and you just showed up and you didn't know, I didn't walk in there saying, oh, I'm here to be Snow White, I'm here to be Cinderella, and you just kind of, and they told you, where now they do have auditions where they say who they're specifically looking for. So if you see Jasmine is there and you think you have a chance for Jasmine, but you're not sure, I think it completely is okay to make your eyes more almond shaped. Again, don't go overboard. If you're not comfortable with makeup, you don't want to look like you're trying too hard or it's not yourself, but that is one thing that's different. So I think it's completely okay to do that. Even with, if you want to be Snow White, your nose is a little bit larger. There are so many contouring tricks to make your nose look smaller. And again, as long as you know what you're doing and you're comfortable, I think it's completely okay to do that.
Yeah, and contouring, it's, in public, because for the character, contour for the character. Know that is the character, that is not you. It's okay to have a larger nose and you're still hot, but if you need to contour, there's a difference between contouring your nose because...
I know exactly what you're saying. Yes.
Yeah, don't feel like, it's just that's how the cartoon was drawn.
Right.
You're not changing who you are you, but the character has a certain shaped nose.
Yes.
So you're doing it because you are portraying a character.
Or if you want to be Jasmine and have a stronger jawline, you can apply bronzer. I'm just saying there are makeup tricks that to help you feel more confident by playing that part. Do I think that you should show up looking not like yourself?
Right.
Again, so I think our message is be comfortable in who you are and put your best foot forward.
Right.
But, absolutely did I wear red lipstick,
Right.
to my audition. But yes, welcome to the makeup tutorial section. Finally, this is probably our most asked section. And for me, I am doing my makeup how I did every single day there, how I was taught, what I used, in the process I did, and I believe you did the same thing. So
I did. In my makeup tutorial, I actually I show you guys how I look without any makeup whatsoever. So you're gonna see I don't look the same as when I was 21. I'm a 31-year-old putting on the makeup. And I'm not even using the exact same makeup that I had because I'm a stay-at-home mom now, I'm on a budget. Whereas before, I didn't have a mortgage payment, I didn't have car payments and all these bills that now I am, I was still in college when I first started. So if I had extra money, it went towards, expensive makeup. And that was fine because I didn't have any bills or anything. But now I do have responsibilities. So I buy more budget. You'll see me using more budget-friendly makeup.
One thing that I would love for everyone to do, if you are inspired by our makeup tutorials, please do one for yourself. Make a photo and Instagram tag us. What should the hashtag? What should be the hashtag? Confessions makeup.
Confessions makeup.
Confessions makeup. So
hashtag
take your best Snow White or Princess Jasmine makeup. We want to see it. Tag us and hashtag
Confessions makeup.
We want to see it. We want to see it. We want to see your best Snow White and best Princess
Jasmine, or whoever. If you're Belle, if you're doing Alice or Wendy, hashtag Confessions makeup.
You know who I'm going to call out right now? Who? I'm going to call out the next generation, Snow White and Jasmine, Kayla and Rachel, who became friends from this video. How sweet is that? And
I thought that was awesome. Thank you, girls, for your story.
Yes, we love you. Your story is amazing.
Love it.
Because it reminded me of that Jennifer and I got so close from this experience. So these girls, they became friends through this video, and they said, we want to be Snow White and Jasmine. We're the next generation. So we're calling you out. We want to see your makeup inspired. And we want to see you, Kayla and Rachel.
Let's see. And also, so without further ado, here's the makeup.
To create my Snow White look, I'm going to start with a primer. This is going to create a flawless face. It's also going to help your makeup last longer. I think that is key to being a face character because you are performing for very long hours and you want to make sure that your makeup stays put. Smashbox Cosmetics is a great line. I love their primers. I've tried many from, drugstore brands to the more high-end brands, and Smashbox is my favorite. I'm going to apply my powder foundation and concealer pot by MAC. When Jennifer and I were in entertainment, MAC was awesome and gave the character performers 30% off, which I thought was an excellent perk. I'm not sure if they still do that. but it really helped us to be able to get this really high quality makeup all the time. So I'm just applying concealer to the imperfections under the eyes. You can do some contouring on your nose at this time. My features are very similar to Snow White, and my nose is very tiny, so I didn't do anything like that. But if you need help with contouring, there are a lot of videos you can watch on YouTube. I'm just going to set the foundation concealer that I used with a powder. I am using Makeup Forever High Definition Powder. I love this. It reflects the light. It just creates a really nice canvas if you're using, if you plan on being photographed or in video. And I will finish that with the Makeup Forever Mist and Fix Setting Spray. This also helps to keep your makeup staying all day long. You can make your own. It's really just a mixture of glycerin and water, but I just use the brand Makeup Forever. When doing my eyebrows, I use an angled eyebrow brush. I just put that in black powder, eyeshadow powder, rather than using a black pencil. I feel that the brush creates a softer effect rather than the liner. Snow White has very small arched brows, so I really follow the outline of my natural brow. I don't make them smaller or more fuller than they are. For Snow White's eyeshadow, they did provide the Ben Nye colors. It was a basic kind of taupe brown and a beige color. I didn't find them to be very pigmented, so I did use my own. I just put the beige color on first just to create a nice, clean, light look. Applying that over the eye all the way up to the brow bone. And now I am applying to the crease the taupe color. You can use any kind of a brown taupey shade in the crease. Eyeliner, I'm going to use a flat, straight brush. I think this creates for a softer appearance. I'm just going to do a baseline that will help create the outline until I use my gel eyeliner. And I'm using the same shade that I used for my eyeshadow, just a basic brown shade. I'm now going to go over that with my favorite product from Bobbi Brown. It is the gel eyeliner in black ink. I've used this product for so long and I have yet to find anything better. I think it stays all day and it was perfect to create that Snow White look. Jennifer's telling me how beautiful I look. I love you, Jenny. actually don't remember what mascara I used. Mascara is one product that I like to try, anything new. What I'm using right here, it's called The Real, and I think it's from Benefit. I did not use false eyelashes. During training, we weren't told not to use them, and we were not told to use them for the character of Snow White. I'm not sure if other girls did. I never took notice to that as far as other girls that were Snow White. But I found them uncomfortable to wear, so I wasn't going to do that as part of my routine, so I just used a basic mascara. For the blush, I'm going to be applying a basic pink blush first. The pigment in the Ben Nye shadow is so pigmented that I just want to give a little bit of a pink base first. Snow White's signature is her red lips, but I found the blush to be quite signature as well as far as the face character, as I think this really transforms the face into something that you could wear daily to wow that, you know, she looks a little bit more animated. It's so pigmented, I always started small and added more. They made it very clear to only apply the product to the apples of the cheeks. As you can see, I am blending it upward, but they made it very clear that you only want it to be on the apple of the cheeks, that that's more of a childlike appearance. The color is called Flame Red, and again, that is the provided makeup line from Ben Nye. I'm going to be using the Ben Nye lip color in Siren Red. I'm just lining my lips. This lipstick is awesome. This was my favorite product from Ben Nye. I found it to be extremely long wear. I was always afraid that from just being outside and talking so much, her lipstick comes off so easily, and especially Snow White loves to give kisses to all of the children that come to meet her like she does with Dobie, so I was afraid if I'm giving all these kisses, will my lipstick come off? And I have to say, I mean, I did reapply throughout the day, but it lasted very well. I think that even if you're not trying to recreate a Snow White look, that Ben Nye is an excellent lipstick. That's definitely my favorite product that they create. And this color again was Siren Red. And just to complete my look, I'm going to use that Makeup Forever High Definition Powder and Mist and Fix Setting Spray just to kind of complete my look and make sure everything is in place, blending everything together to create the fairest of them all, our beloved Snow White. There you have it. Bye-bye.
"31-year-old skin. No makeup, a lot of scarring from adult acne, dark circles, not fun. Simple protecting moisturizer with SPF 15. Sorry, that's blurry. But I put SPF on all over my neck and décolleté. Florida sun is no joke. I know people in their 30s who have had skin cancer. Lip balm to help prevent foundation from sticking to my lip. I used to use exclusively MAC makeup, but this tutorial will feature a lot of drugstore makeup. MAC endured the Florida summers and rarely budged. So I'm taking a brush by e.l.f. and I'm just blending in all of the foundation that I just put on, and I will list the foundation and any brushes that I used down below in the description box. So I'm really just blending in that foundation really well. I want to cover up all the acne scars. I'm stopping to look at my skin there. Yeah, so the texture of my skin is mostly smooth now because a lot of the blemishes have cleared up. I do not recommend birth control. That's what caused all this drama on my skin and face. But after pregnancy, my skin really started clearing up a lot. So anyway, okay, so that's just foundation. Look at the miracle of foundation. And now we're adding concealer because the dark circles are still kind of showing there. When I was 21, I didn't really need concealer. Foundation was enough. It would cover everything up. Now I feel like I need concealer. And this is Maybelline concealer. So then I take a little brush and I just sort of blend in the concealer, smoothing out any rough spots where there might have been too much concealer, and just sort of blend it so it looks all nice. Then I take my Rimmel Stay Matte powder and I just kind of lock everything in. Oh, and I forgot that there were a couple blemishes that I missed with my concealer, so I go back and I cover those up. Okay, then back with the powder, just making sure that everything, all that wet foundation is set. So I'm essentially putting a little mask on my face. Oh, and I get my neck area too. And I'm combing through my brows to get out any foundation or powder that might have gotten stuck in them. And I apologize for the blurriness. And I'm hoping to get a new camera for Christmas. Okay, MAC eyeshadow. I think I just showed you what MAC color I used. It is this one right there, that top right one. I don't know the name of it because when you have this little palette, you stick the little color in the palette and you throw away any packaging that might have names on it. So, oh, and I use this little sponge to kind of clean up any excess. Okay, so now I'm using that color up there, whatever that is. I'm sorry, I don't know the name of it. But I like matte eyeshadow. It stays, it's got good pigment. And I'm not a professional makeup artist. I used to be a lot more into makeup several years ago, and I had much better technique. If you don't use it, you lose it. But I still do all right for myself. And it's difficult now in my 30s. The elasticity of my skin is not what it was. This is 31-year-old skin, and when I was 21, my skin was a lot more taut. There was a lot more collagen. And so, oh, and also look how I'm blending. I'm all about blending. I don't like hard lines on my makeup. So I really try to make it so that there are no hard lines. I like it soft. So just blend, blend, blend. And that's a MAC brush. There. And with the Jasmine makeup, I don't try to do any fancy tricks really. I keep it very natural. I already have dark eyebrows. I can have a sinister type look to my eyes sometimes. And so I just try to keep things natural because I feel like I already kind of have a bit of a smolder to me a little bit. Just a little, not as great as Flynn Rider's smolder, but anyway. Okay, look at that color on the top right. That's the Maybelline Nudes palette, and I'm just using that to add a bit more drama to my eyes. And I'm making like a V shape on the outside, if you can see. I hope you're a visual learner because I don't feel like I'm explaining word for word exactly what I'm doing. I just kind of see how there's like an angle. I kind of extend my eyelid, if you will, and I just, you can see me kind of adding that shadow. It adds a bit of depth. So, and then of course I'm going to come with my blending brush and smooth out the hard lines. This brush is by e.l.f. I think I paid $1 or $2 for this brush. I kind of like e.l.f. brushes. I'm on a budget, so e.l.f. brushes have fit into my budget. And I like this little blending brush. I feel like it works well, and you can see how I'm using it to just soften. I feel like when you spend time blending that eyeshadow, it looks more natural. Although there's nothing really natural about my makeup. It's very, it is dramatic. It is character makeup. And Jasmine, you know, she's got some drama going on with her. Her eyes really stand out on her face. I think we all remember Princess Jasmine's eyes. Okay, so now that's the eyeshadow for now. I'm going to do some duo adhesive lash glue. I'm putting it onto a tissue. Just a little bit right there is all you need. Then I take my lash. Now I don't like the way I put this first false eyelash on. It's been a few years. Ignore my nails. I haven't done them. I'm a stay-at-home mom, okay? I'm not out getting manicures and pedicures or anything like that. But okay, so see how I'm just sliding the lash along the glue. Just enough to get some on the lash. This is how ignore my nursing bra. Oh, by the way, probably should have changed that. But anyway, okay, so, and I like the way I put my eyelash on the other eye better than this one. This was my first round, and it's been a few years since I've done false eyelashes that I can remember. So I'm just placing it along my lash line. And I used a dark glue. I did not use the white clear glue. Okay, so I'm having some trouble. A lot of girls I've noticed on YouTube, they use tweezers to apply their lashes. I don't know how they do that. I don't like using tweezers, but it seems to work well for a lot of girls. Maybe I should practice with tweezers. So you can see I'm having some trouble. But you know what, this is reality. This is how it is when you're getting ready in the morning. But you also, when I used to do this every day, I was a pro because I did it every single day and I just would slap them on like nothing. So it's not perfect on that lash line, but there you go. And I can show you what I do to deal with that, because you might find out that you're cast as a princess and you have to do lashes every day, and then you might have a situation where you don't put your lash on correctly, and I kind of show you how to hide that. Okay, so this is how it should be done. This is the real how to do your lash. So there I am sliding the lash along the glue, so I have enough on there. I'm showing you this in real time because this is something you need to see. Okay, so again, sorry for my blurry camera, but look at how I place the lash on. Right there, boom, boom. I did it right the first time, or yeah. So this is, I just kind of pat it on there and let it dry. And it went on perfectly this time. It wasn't all over the place like with the other eyelash. Again, sorry for the blurriness. And then I used the back of one of my brushes to just kind of pat it on. And this lash was done much better. And I'm sure that there are better tutorials out there on YouTube that will show you how to apply your false eyelashes. But this is how I do mine. I'm keeping it real. So there's the false lashes. And then I have, this is a eyeliner brush from e.l.f. and I'm just kind of, I actually just got that brush and that's why I'm using it. I'm just kind of curious about how it works. Anyway, I use it to apply some Maybelline gel eyeliner to the bottom, to my bottom lash line, and I use a Q-tip to kind of smooth it out. And then I use a different brush to kind of blend it out so it is not such a harsh, thin line. I want it to kind of be smudged a little bit. And I use my finger, I use Q-tips. And then I take another brush by e.l.f. and that Maybelline gel eyeliner, and See how my lash was not applied perfectly? Well, I tried to conceal that by applying eyeliner along the edge of that eyelash. And it's probably bugging you that my eyelash is not applied perfectly, but to be honest with you, my baby was like with my parents in the background and I was kind of distracted, but maybe that's just an excuse. I don't know. I give a feathered lash look with my eyeliner, and I end up deciding against this a little later in the video, you'll see. Disney probably would not condone this. I was known for being a rebel. With regards to makeup, that is. I used to put like sparkles, and the cosmetologist used to get on me and be like, get rid of all the sparkles. So I put like a little cat wing on the end of my eye there, and I use a Q-tip to clean up any mess or smudges. Now, Princess Jasmine, the cartoon, her eyes kind of seem angled, and I do my best to give that same effect to my eyes using the gel eyeliner. You can kind of see how my eyeliner kind of goes upwards to help give that angle. I have a lot of insecurities about my face. I don't, in my eyes, the very inner corner closest to my nose, I have a lot of redness from the flesh. I don't know how to explain that totally. But yeah, so I'm dealing with aging, so it's not fun. I feel like makeup looks better on your skin when you're young. Okay, so I'm filling in my brows with a dark brown. I'm not using a black because I don't want my eyebrows to look too harsh and intense. But they're gonna still look pretty intense. So you can see how I fill in my brows. You kind of go with the natural line that's there. And again, when I was 21, my brows were fuller. As you get older, you start to lose your eyebrows. That's why I say yay for full brows, because they can give you an appearance of looking a bit younger, I feel. So don't over pluck or over tweeze. Leave what you can. Because when you're 90 and you have no eyebrows, you'll wish you had some. So don't over pluck when you're young. Eyebrows don't always grow back. So I take an Hicock eyeliner from MAC and I line the inner rim of the bottom of my eyes, and then I take white eyeshadow and I use it to highlight underneath my brow and in the inner corners of my eyes. And then I take Rimmel Natural Bronzing Powder, which I got recently, and it's mentioned in an Ulta haul video that I filmed. And look, I'm just adding bronzer to my cheekbone to kind of accentuate the cheekbone, and I also put some underneath my jaw, and I blend in this bronzer because I don't like to have a harsh line. Blend, and then I take another brush and I blend even more. Then I take my MAC blush and I put it on the apples of my cheeks, because Disney, I remember them being really big about rosy cheeks. Those cosmetologists were all like, you need rosy cheeks, and they put a lot more. I used to try to sneak out with less rosiness on my cheeks than they wanted me to have. Oh, and this is an old makeup product that I love that it's like cracks and it makes a mess everywhere, but I use a little fluffy brush and I use it to highlight. This is a powder by Bare Minerals, and it just adds highlight essentially to wherever you place it on your face. And so I like to put it underneath my eyes. I put it on the bridge of my nose. It can kind of help give an illusion of a more straighter nose than what you might have. Put it on the chinny chin and above my lip there, and then I use the Miss Manga mascara for my bottom lashes and an e.l.f. clear gel mascara to keep my eyebrows in place. And then this is a CoverGirl lip liner, and I'm using it to line my lips. I don't really like this color. I actually went and bought some lip liner after this tutorial because I think I mentioned in my Ulta haul video that my makeup needs a makeover. Like, I need more makeup. I don't have enough. There's never enough makeup. Okay, so that's how my makeup looks for Princess Jasmine. That's how I used to do it. It's very simple. It's like a look that anybody can do at home. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you become inspired. So best wishes to all of you princesses. Thanks so much for watching.
I would like to do a little Princess Jasmine acting monologue thing. It is kind of, it is scripted. I pulled the script from a few different Princess Jasmine cartoons, and I would not act this angry as I am in the monologue in the parks, but I just thought it would be something fun to throw into this video. So, but you know, when I was in the parks, I was just smiling and being nice arm candy for Aladdin.
A lot of people asked that they loved when we did when we pretended to meet each other as the other character. And I think that my Snow White, because I changed my voice and I use all these arm movements, it seemed people said, oh, I want to see more of Jasmine. What does Jasmine say and act like? But that is the truth. Some princesses are going to be very different. Where Jasmine, you do use your own voice, and you just, you might change it a little and sound more smoother. And sound smoother, and just with your movement and attitude in your voice, but that doesn't mean you're going to change it. But I think this, I loved watching your monologue. I thought it was awesome because...
Thank you.
Yeah, it was great. I love it, so I hope they do too.
I hope you love it. It is what it is. It's scary to do monologues, but here it is. This is all I do. Pose at parades and camel shows. Smile and wave. Smile and wave. Nothing really important or challenging. I'm more than just a princess. I speak several languages. I can name every one of the 40 thieves. I'm just not living up to my full potential. I can be of real service to the community, help in schools or in hospitals. I want to do something different. Not just with my clothes, with my life. I can find a cure. I can help the poor, be a diplomat. I'm not just one more silk in Daddy's caravan. I can soar if they give me half a chance. When will they get a clue? I'm not getting anywhere talking to myself. I'm going to talk to my father. I'm more than a princess. I am.
And for, I got a lot of questions about Snow White's voice and how did they do that. They loved my Snow White voice. Oh, thank you. And what I suggest to do it, everyone was saying, like, what are tips I can do to sound more like Snow White? And her voice was modeled after Shirley Temple, which I love so much. And I love that when Snow White won the Academy Award, Shirley Temple was the one who gave it to Walt Disney. I love that. So what you can do if you want to find one of her tapes, listen to her, try to mimic her voice, play it, record it and play it back and keep trying to get closer to her voice, because that is who it's modeled after. Or of course you can obviously watch Adriana Castellotti, who is the voice of Snow White in the movie, and do the same thing with her. Mimic her voice, tape yourself, play it back, and then find the signature statements that Snow White says. She doesn't have a lot of speaking parts in comparison to a lot of the more modern Disney princesses, but she gets very excited about things. Oh my, everything's very exciting. My trainer, she said her favorite part was when she went, oh, a chair, was so excited about this little chair. So she doesn't say a lot in comparison, and then watch the movie, find things that she says, and then work with it that way. So that is my recommendation if you want to sound more like Snow White. I got that question a lot.
Wonderful.
Oh my, it's my first time here. Look at my pet. Oh my, isn't that beautiful? Well, it's so nice to see you today. And what is your name? My name, Angela. Oh, Angela, that's a beautiful princess name. Oh my, and look at your princess outfit. May I give you a princess twirl? May I take your hand? Oh, I love that. So what many adventures did you have today? Went on Splash Mountain. Oh my! That sounds like so much fun. Who else did you meet today? Any of my other friends? Anna and Elsa. Oh my, they're my dear friends. They're our sisters. They are. Oh my, yes, they're my dear friends. I'm so glad you got to say hi. Please tell them I made them a gooseberry pie. I love Big Fall with my friends. What do you like to do? I played Minecraft. Oh, what is that about? With the seven dwarfs, there's like a mine. It's like I go mining a lot, like in the Minecraft game. Oh, I use a pickaxe. Is that like the diamond mine? Have you been on Mine Train? Is that the same thing? The line is too long. I haven't been on it yet. Oh my, well I do hope to ride that with you later. Maybe you'll find me there. You're so adorable. Oh, I would love to sign your magic book for you if that would be alright. Oh wow, it looks like you've seen so many characters today. You're amazing. You're my inspiration. Oh, I would love to get a photo so we can remember this moment. Okay. Can we take a selfie? Oh, what's that? I'll show you. It's like where... Well, I'm going to hand you your book back. Is that alright? Okay. So what do we do here now? So we take the photo like this. Okay. And we have all this technology. Sometimes I don't even know how to use it. Oh my. Oh. Oh my goodness. So what else do you do with this thing? Oh, I see you have lots of pictures. Yes. Oh, there's Pluto and Goofy. He's so funny. Oh my. Look at all of these. Yeah. Oh my. How beautiful pictures from earlier today. Oh, okay. Now I'll give that back to you. Oh, just smile like this. Yes. See the photo there. That was so much fun. Thank you. Oh, Angela, it's such a pleasure to meet you today. I do hope to see you again soon. You're my favorite. I think you're my favorite. I love you, friends. I love you. More than any other princess. More than Cinderella. Oh, you are so sweet and kind. You're a true princess. Mom, my mother.
We're actually, Rachel's only here for a short amount of time. I only have a babysitter for a short amount of time, so we're not going to get to answer all the questions. I thought we would. I thought it would be easier. But it is harder once you have children and you have lives and responsibilities and, you know, you have places to be, people to see.
Yes.
And we still have other things, you know, like, so we're just gonna do a couple more questions.
Yes. And like Jennifer said, you know, this is going to be our last confessions part of the series. We still are opening to answering your questions. And yet at this time, I do want to say, we really do our best to answer everyone's question, but it's overwhelming when it comes in the form of email, Instagram, and YouTube. If we somehow skip over you, it's not personal.
Not personal. I wanted to answer you. I just couldn't.
Yeah, so be patient with us. We do our
My husband doesn't want me on social media all the time.
We're only two people, so we're doing the best we can, but I just love and appreciate everyone's feedback to us. I want to give it back to them, and I want to answer your questions. So, since we didn't get to do all the question and answers in this video, you still can ask, and we will do our best to answer them for you. Are the parks against religious things, like if someone sneezes and you accidentally say, God bless you?
Are the parks against religious things? You know what? That's a hard, tough question.
It is a hard, tough question. I never even thought about it, and the way I guess how I would respond, you know, Snow White is seen praying in her movie, so again, keep it in character. So if she said God bless you, I don't think anyone would question that, because that is, but Jasmine wouldn't say that.
Jasmine, her father said praise Allah in her movie, so she is Muslim, and we do know that about her character.
So it wouldn't be a character to say God bless you, so it's not so much about Disney being against that, but your character wouldn't say that.
My character wouldn't say God. Jasmine would never say God bless you.
Right.
She would say something about praise Allah.
So yeah, I don't think we were ever told about that in training or anything, but I would just think, just like anything else, keep it with the
keep in character.
Keep in character.
I never went there. I just didn't go there. And but I did go there actually with the fur character. I was friends with who's that? The Badger from Robin Hood, Friar Tuck. He would pray in his, and you know, you can obviously see that he has, you know, he's religious, and so I remember I used to do the God bless you movement, and it depended who the manager was on duty. Some managers loved it, and they were like, "That's great, you're giving me character."
Like it, I bet.
And if you had a manager who might have been atheist, then you would cater your performance to whoever the manager on duty was. But as long as guests didn't complain, and guests didn't complain because they knew you were in character and they could see that you were wearing a monk outfit, so they didn't really get upset about it. And you know, we do at Disney, you try to be very PC, politically correct. You've got people from all over the world, all different beliefs, and you do try to cater to make everybody happy because it's a happy place. So, you know, but
this isn't a question, but
it was stressful. It was all good.
When you're reading, I was looking at the next question, and it's not a question, but I just wanted to read this because it's hysterical. I'm a huge fan, and I love you guys more than pizza.
Thank you.
More than pizza? That's incredible.
That's pretty good.
This was a good one. Were you ever judged for working for Disney?
Yes. I was at the University of Central Florida. In my class, one of the guys who sat next to me got really angry when he found out I did a Disney princess at Disney. He said, "You lie to little children for a living. Like, how can you be proud of yourself? Like, you lie to people. Like, that's not good." Like, so I just remember being like,
so how do you respond to that? And then this is a segue to how do you feel about the negative comments we have received, or someone doesn't look on your experience, like you said with that guy, or someone saying about what we're doing in a negative way? What do you say about that?
Well, I remember, first of all, I was surprised by his comment towards me, and I was just like, wow, you know, you and I don't see eye to eye. I love Disney. He did not grow up thinking that Disney was doing the right thing. He didn't like and I don't think his family, it was his background, his way. He was very, like, he didn't appreciate all the fantasy at Disney.
Joy and just,
well, it was just, I think it was more of a religious thing. It was too much mysticism or magic. The villains might have been a little too evil. So he didn't, like, my mom never taught me about Santa Claus because she thought that was lying to me. So that's why I didn't grow up with Santa Claus, because that was a lie. And so
the same way for him.
I could Steven's perspective,
But I think I think we're all different, and everyone has a right to their feelings, of course.
Not everyone loves Disney.
Not everyone loves Disney, and that's okay. And I think it's the same thing with our video. And I think that it's okay to, we welcome the critics as well. When we put ourselves out there, I think that it's unrealistic to expect everyone to love us.
Yeah.
But I think with that guy, I think everything. You're allowed to say something, but when you say it with anger and just mean and hurtful, I think sometimes it's a mirror of yourself, and you're almost, there's something deeper, and it's not really about me here. You know what I mean?
Could be, yeah.
Like, I think, when I mentioned before about the girl who said being a Disney princess is the greatest thing that ever happened to you, I feel really bad for you. I went and clicked on her, and she had a Snow White makeup tutorial. So it just kind of made me think, like,
oh, ouch, that's actually kind of sad.
Yeah.
And that's, ouch.
So
I actually feel bad for her.
Yeah.
And I've actually experienced a little bit of hate on my YouTube site. And when I clicked on their profile, they were missing a leg. They had actually just had legs amputated, or one leg, or body parts amputated. And I felt awful. Like, how can I be mad at somebody who's going through something so hard in their life? So if you are somebody who maybe wants to write a bad comment or is angry, at us for something, I want to say, I almost want to give you a hug, because you might be going through something
that would, like, that's what I'm saying, like, maybe this isn't about us, but that girl, like, maybe she always wanted to be she's doing a Snow White tutorial, like, maybe she wants to be, and then it feels like maybe she'll never be, so she's gonna get mad at us, because she feels resentful. But I've noticed a pattern of things when it's really angry, that maybe it's not so much about us, and that there's something else going on inside of them. That's why I realized, it's, at first, I think, with our first confessions video, and if there was a negative comment, I would, like, it took me so, it hurt. It really hurt, and then they started saying horrible things about Walt Disney, and I was like, this is how, you have to disable the comments, and upset because I wasn't very familiar with YouTube, and I didn't expect that. And then, again, the ratio between the positive and negative is but the negative positive completely. But the negative comments, I do understand that, to not take everything personally, to know that
I had to do that.
That, it's like we put ourselves out there, we have to understand that there is going to be positive and negative, and we send you love as well.
And I look up to some of the people on YouTube who do have large followings, and they get a lot of negativity, but their positive comments outweigh their negative. And I'm like, wow, this person isn't perfect, and they have haters, and yet they seem like good people or something, and it's kind of amazing. But they overcome that.
Right, well, absolutely. I'm reminded of something that I love so much, which more than anything, our videos has went viral, that the Snow White quote I said in part one about always be the last, when you're hugging a child, always be the last to let go, you never know how long they need it. That's just been everywhere, and I love that. But it kind of makes me feel that way about the people who say things negative. It's like they almost need the love more.
They need the love.
Than the positivity we're giving to the positive comments, Can
we send love to the haters?
We're going to send love.
Love to the haters. We love you.
We love you too.
Because you need it. You need it too. You do. You do.
And you love each just as much.
I think you do. Yeah. God says love your enemies.
Absolutely.
He does.
He absolutely does. Absolutely.
I want to apologize to. I thought that we were going to be able to answer all the questions.
It's just like everywhere.
I thought that we would be able to answer.
I know. We're like,
everybody.
We're going to get through these.
We're going to do it. We told ourselves, we'll answer you.
Like, question and answer this time won't be long at all.
What were we thinking? What we weren't thinking. We weren't thinking. So I apologize if we didn't answer your question. I hope that you do take the time to private message us if you really do have a question.
And again, we do our best to get back to you. Try to be timely, but it's not always like immediately.
Right, it's not immediately all the time. I try to be immediate. I can't always do it though.
I'm busy girl, but I value everyone who watches, and I appreciate the comments, so I want to give that back.
Okay, because there's a lot. I also have my family on social media. I follow some of my cousins on Instagram and Twitter. So apologies for not being able to get to everybody.
Okay, so wrapping up Confessions of a Retired Disney Princess Part 3. What a journey, right?
What a journey.
The thing that stands out to me most is the relationships that I have gained through these videos, the things that you don't see on this video that happen privately, whether through email, and social media. It's been a pleasure, and I love to be a source of inspiration and encouragement to all who watch this. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to be there for you and answer the questions that you've always wanted to know, and we love you for that.
We love you guys a lot.
What's a common factor you notice about the girls' personalities who make it through the auditions? Have you noticed any trend in the girls? They said, for example, girls who wanted it the longest, or may have auditioned once or twice before. What do you think? What's the trend in the personalities?
The girls who got cast seemed, or if they weren't really sweethearts in real life, they at least knew how to act like a sweetheart. You gotta be one of those sweetheart girls. If you're not a sweetheart girl, learn to act like you're one.
It's true. And obviously the look is important. You have to look like the character.
Yeah.
But I think
somebody asked if it was all about your look.
Right, and no, it's not. And that's why
it is. I would say it's a huge part, but it's not make or break.
Right, and that's what I loved so much about sharing my story in the first confessions, because I was saying about all the girls around me, I wasn't the thinnest girl, I was the oldest one, I didn't have all this experience that they were talking about, and it just made me feel like this isn't going to happen for me because I'm comparing myself to these other girls, but I was the one of that day to be cast, so I do think it's so much more than what you look like, although you do have to look like the part, who you are inside, and the spirit that you convey to the casting. That's what they want, because they're looking for that personality, that Disney personality, so you can give that experience to the guests.
And I knew princesses that I thought didn't quite look like Aurora, and I was kind of like, really?
Yeah.
So but
then you met her.
I talked to her, I got to know her, and I was like that, and then you're like, I get it. I get it. You are a princess inside, through and through. And I'm just glad that they were cast, even if they didn't look like Aurora, because it was kind of like, But, I will say that the guests would kind of get upset if you didn't really look like the princess, so that's something to keep in mind.
Right. A lot of people ask what are the things you can get in trouble for, and that is a big one. If guests complain, that's like the worst thing that can happen to you. They come and they say, she doesn't look like Snow White. Right. Well, I'm upset, I don't know.
Yeah, they would get upset if you didn't look like Cinderella, and somehow casting was nice to you and let you through. Or maybe
you have guest complaints, that's the easiest way to get.
Yeah, because maybe you had the dance talent, so you got through. But if the guests complain, that's probably the worst. Yeah, Ariana doesn't like that either.
She doesn't. She's having confessions of her own now. You have to listen to her. She has things to say. She says we're talking too much.
I don't have a babysitter right now. I had a babysitter earlier.
We wanted to answer a few more questions for you.
Yeah, Rachel's getting ready.
Going back to Pennsylvania in a little bit, and I feel sad.
I'm gonna miss my friend Rachel. See, as you get older in life, you make these friends, and we don't know, some of your lifelong friends don't always stay in the same state as you. It's a big world, and sometimes we get taken to different places. Let's do thoughts and feelings.
Share time. I think Ariana wants some
pizza.
I think she wants some.
Oh, we didn't talk about pizza.
Pizza's my favorite. I could eat pizza all day long.
Pizza pie. Pizza vegetariano. What's pizza vegetariano, you ask? It's vegetarian pizza.
I think Ariana just wants some pizza. She just wants some pizza. She says, Mama, give me a pizza.
Okay, Bloopers.
Take the pizza. Okay, I'm gonna get my stuff together.
Okay, you're getting ready to go to the airport right now, aren't you?
I don't want to go.
I want you to go.
I guess I should be thankful that I'm not here because I have my ID in it. Disney Euro or machine. And you found my pocketbook? That.
Yeah.
So I guess you should be happy that I'm allowed to get on my plane. Where 2 days ago I didn't think I was going to. Okay, honey. Will she fall asleep in the car?
Yeah. She'll fall asleep in the car on the ride to the airport. So we're off, people.
Okay, Pittsburgh.
I'm sorry we didn't answer more questions.
You can still comment and we'll
answer. If we, in time.
In time.
Sometimes I can get to you right away, but if I don't or if I miss it, I'm sorry. I gotta go.
Okay, love you. We're going to end with kind of some appreciation. We're going to show some artwork from our wonderful followers. The artwork we love. We're so flattered by that. And we have some talented followers. Whether it's through art, our
YouTube. There's
YouTube. Beauty Sky High. She is amazing. I love her.
Beauty Sky High.
Shout out to you. Beautiful. I could just watch her and listen to her accent all day because she's she's gorgeous to me. And I love her YouTube channel, but I love, that's what I mean. I love learning about these people and the relationships that we've gained through this. But more than anything, it's my relationship with you, Jennifer.
Oh my goodness.
And how much fun this has been with you. And you're the best.
I feel lucky because Rachel's like my friend for real. Like we call each other on the phone. Oh, I want to sit with you at lunch.
You want to sit with me at the lunch table in high school?
Sometimes I'm like, Rachel's my friend. Like she's like my best friend. Like, how lucky am I? I'm so thankful to God and I'm so blessed because I want to say, where were you, Rachel, when I was in high school? I needed a friend like you in high school. Probably some of these girls are like, when's my best friend going to come along? Because I used to wonder, when is that dream friend going to come? God answered my prayer and Rachel was one of them. Like one of the many prayers that God's answered. And so I'm so thankful. I hope that you'll be with me until I'm old and gray.
Absolutely, and that's all. This journey started with being a Disney princess, and it's continuing. We're mothers now, and we share that together. And there's going to be so much more. But through all of this, it's been my experience with Jennifer, my Princess Jasmine, and I love her.
Oh, go work for Disney. You're gonna make friends for life there. I don't know anybody how would you get out of Disney without making a friend for life? I don't know. Like your sister.
Oh, we love you. Thank you so much for watching. Of course, you can always comment and leave feedback for us. Thank you so much for watching Confessions of a Retired Disney Princess, Part 3. 3.
What? I don't know.
Do we have cookies?
We don't have cookies this time.
Seriously, we have chicken.
Where's Ariana?
Ooh, baby.
Blooper reel. Bloopers. No one does that. Oh my god, that was so... To that response, I probably would laugh. No one was that. I love the Ninja Turtles. Michael Angelo was my favorite. No one is that excited to see Snow White. Nobody came up like that. Nobody came up like that. We're gonna try this again. Bloopers. Okay, one more. You caught me off guard.
I love to make new friends.
I love you more than any other princess, more than Cinderella.
Oh, you are so sweet and kind, like a true princess. Mom, my mother.
I mean, really? Why do you have to say your inspiration? That's a weird. No one says Snow White's the favorite. No one says that. No one says Snow White is their favorite. Are you serious? I'm not a lot. Especially when they met Anna and Elsa. And they come to you and you're their favorite. No. So we had fun filming a little improv session. Should we do more? No, we're done. We're done. Cookies? Let's go get cookies. Let's get our cookies. Get us some cookies.
Is this the gooseberry thing?
I don't think so, honey. It says calories in it. No gooseberries? No gooseberries, just chocolate and sugar.
Oh my. I bet Anna and Elsa would like them.
Anna and Elsa. They like chocolate.
Do you think they get all the cookies backstage? And the other princesses get neglected?
I think that probably a lot of princesses feel like Anna and Elsa are the it thing right now. Yeah. Word up on that. Like, behind the scenes, do you think if you're Anna and Elsa, that's like, you know...
Good to see you again. So...
I'm not ready to finish talking about pizza. Snow White over there is done with pizza. Her accent's better than mine. What kind of accent can I do? Some international accent. Oh crap. I don't know international accent.
Come on, Improv.
Okay.
Do some accents. Talking about pizza.
Let me try. I'm afraid I'll offend some Italianos if I try to talk with an Italian accent. I'm afraid there is no more pizza pie. I'm afraid that this Italian accent is not very Italian.
Say I love pizza in as many languages as you can.
Yo amo a pizza. Is
Michael, my husband. Let me see what's going on.
See what Michael's saying.
Hey, baby. You coming home? We're filming right now. You're on our blooper reel. Yeah, you made the blooper reel, honey.
He's excited about it.
He said goody. We have so much food here, it's ridiculous. Yeah, we can eat for days. Like my dad's here cooking. Yay! Okay, love you. Alright, bye-bye. We have food for days. Okay, we can now go. Well, we look there. Okay, so how did you say we're gonna do? You say, hi, my name is Jennifer Edson, and I'm with Hankle, and you say, and this is Confessions through Disney Princess and Part 3, because that's what we did the whole time, right? Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna say, Hello, this is Jennifer.
Yes.
I'm Rachel Hankle, and this is Confessions of a Retired Disney Princess.
Part, like, that's what we did before, so it's not to say, right? Yes. Yes. Why do I
stick on my teeth?
Why do I get so nervous? I don't know. This is good blooper material. I guess so. Okay. Okay. I'm so nervous.
Hello, I'm Jennifer Oakes, and this is Rachel Hankle, and we are... Oh, wait, let's start again. Hi, I'm Jennifer...
Okay, stop. I was like, oh, this would start it. Okay. I call it inner... okay, bloopers. Okay. It's okay, that was not... I messed up my little quote I wanted to say.
So, it's recording. Okay, you want to hold it? So Rachel is holding Ariana now.
And she has confessions of a 6-month-old, and she has a lot to say.
I think Ariana looks more like Rachel. Ari.
No.
Okay, so...
Okay, so filming? Yeah. Okay. I'm also putting my head. This is how I'll really be when I'm talking to you. Okay. What? I have lipstick on my teeth.
And just one last one. Would you come a little closer and I'll send them to you both.
I'm not feeling my best yet. This will be our Instagram photo, and my mom will, because her camera makes it's flattering photos.
Okay, take a look.
And do it lengthwise, up and down.
Okay, all right. One.
Can we do like 3 more?
Sure, I can take as many as
And
you
then
like.
you can choose the one you want to post, and then...
All right. Here. Oh, lengthwise, you said. The papers will show. Is that all right? You can grab it if anything.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Like being careful all over again.
We're gonna take a
Let's do like serious. Small. And then happy, cheery, cheesy. So you want to look through the gallery?
You guys can take a look. Okay, so I guess no need to take any of this down anymore.
Thank you, Mom.
Okay, the tea. Wait, which one are you gonna have? Just put hot water in the cups. But I mean
And then just bring a... Here, I'll go. Pause. Let me give my parents a hug.
Oh, I'm done.
Daddy, thank you for everything. Daddy, I'm sorry.
Take care. Nice to meet you too. God bless you. Do you want to wrap up? Yeah, do you want to do 1 or 2 more questions? Okay, you can pick.
Let me find like a good one.